everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Great to be here with you on a Monday, March 9th, 2026. Well, did we do it? We did it. We saved it. We saved the daylight. It was spectacular. I'm feeling so good and so light and refreshed this morning.
You liar.
It's great to be here. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Benjamin, how are you, sir?
I think we're all a little grumpy.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, you're mad because it's really 5 a.m. according to our body clock, not 6. So, yeah, very early start for everybody in San Diego. But it was nice to have the extra hour of daylight last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Totally. Took advantage of that.
My favorite part was my kids going to bed about 9:15 instead of 7:30. Listen,
No.
how much time is that? Hour 45? Hour 45 difference?
That's your fault. It should only be an hour. Anything beyond
How's that
that is
my
on
fault?
you as a parent. The time only changed an hour. If they're staying up an extra hour and 45 minutes,
They're not tired,
that
though.
45 minutes is on you. They should be exactly as tired as they were the day before,
They're not.
1 hour later.
They weren't.
So
9 a.m.
You did
9
something
p.m.
wrong as a parent. Then.
9 p.m. They're like, they're still up. I hear them rustling around. I'm like, this is like by 9 p.m. at night, I'm done. I'm sometimes asleep by 9, but I'm at least getting my time in. I'm doing my doom scrolling. You know, I'm getting things ready for the show. No, there's none of that. I got from 9:08 to 9:30.
But they should have slept an hour later this morning.
They
so
didn't.
You could
They're
have
not
done
going
it in
to.
the morning.
They're not going to.
Why wouldn't they?
They're not going to.
Their bodies should feel like they're going to sleep a little extra hour.
9 o'clock last night. My children were up till 9. And again, it's I'm not worried about them per se. It's me. I'm being selfish. You're cutting into my special time. Okay? Because of this stupid rule change. And now it's been enacted. Today is, my wife told me, she goes, hey, be careful. This is like historically the worst day to drive ever. Because the whole country is like, what? What is it? Like everybody's all jacked up and they're off their routine and all that. It's garbage. It's just the worst. And I'm never going to get used to it. Never. I'm never going to get used to it. I can't stand it. So that's the mood I'm in right now. It's pissy.
Meanwhile, I'm grumpy because the World Baseball Classic's coming down to the last moments to decide who advances to the quarterfinals, either Korea or Australia. Korea's winning 7-2, but due to the tiebreaker, Australia needs 1 run in the bottom of the ninth. They're batting right now. And if they score 1, they move on. If they don't, Korea moves on.
Yep.
And we had it on the TV, but then Woods made Paul turn it off because I get too distracted. So I don't know.
Paul agreed, by the way.
I don't know what's going on in the bottom of the ninth inning. I cannot update the listeners.
Because here's
have
the
no idea what the situation is.
It was 5:54.
Yeah.
6 minutes until showtime, and we're like literally still having a conversation. At least 2 of us were.
Yes.
Like, hey, what time do we want to do this?
Yes.
I'm sure we want to tease this here.
Let's do it here.
What segment do you want to do this? And Ben goes, oh my God, they just had a pop fly.
Yeah.
And we're
Sack
like, all
fly.
right, we're gonna have to turn this off.
Listen,
We're a baseball-centered sports talk show. There's a fairly big baseball story going on right now, and I can't watch it.
No, you cannot watch it while we're live on the. I love
Fairly
Seinfeld.
big
I'm
is a
not
little
going to watch
subjective.
Seinfeld in the middle of our show. I'm not just going to turn around and be like, oh, I love this one. This is the one where George gets the Frogger machine. No, this is a really good one. And then explain to our audience like a play-by-play. All we have to do is tell them,
If
oh,
we
my
were
gosh.
a 4-hour Seinfeld show, I said maybe you should be watching Seinfeld during the show. But we're more of a baseball show. So if there's baseball on, which never happens because, well, we're on from 6 to 10 a.m., and there's rarely games, but there is right now.
Listen,
I kind of want to know what's going on.
I think you should blame yourself on this one. I really do. This is 8 years of mental anguish that Paulie and I have been through. When we were at 1090 and the Masters was on, our show was, I'm talking to Paul. Ben is staring at this computer screen going, he's got about a 7 now. And I'm like, no one wants to hear our play-by-play. So I think you have to blame yourself on this one. Or learn to multitask better.
All right, fine. We're not a golf show. You can make the argument on the Masters. You love baseball.
I
you
love
love
baseball.
the WBC more than I do.
But you know what I love the most? Good radio. You know that. I love good radio more than I love anything. And you doing play-by-play of the Australia and Korea team is not good radio.
I just want to be able to tell people what happens when it's over, just to see who advances.
Guess what? You can do. You can still do that. Once it's over, then you can tell everybody how it ended. That's it.
I won't know.
You have a computer. You have a phone.
There's nuance, though. I mean,
all right. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
I just
Put it
want to
on.
know what's going on.
Just put it on. This is it.
All right.
Thank you for turning it back on.
All right. Wake up, Barstool. Okay. Here we go. All right. Walk everybody through it.
All right, then now I have to look and see what's going on. All right, Korea 7, Australia 2. There's one out, a runner at first base. So if that runner at first base comes around to score, even if Australia loses 7-3, that's enough for them to advance.
They
But
just need a run.
if Korea wins 7-2 and wins by 5, then Korea will advance to the quarterfinals. This is for the second spot in the Tokyo bracket of the World Baseball Classic. So only one of these two teams can go on. Japan is already assured of their spot. So this is the huge pivotal game in the World Baseball Classic, and it's coming down to the wire.
So if that run comes around, Australia moves on.
Correct.
That's a
and
shot.
it's absolutely ripped into the gap.
Oh, what a catch.
See, if I had just been watching on TV, it just would fly out to right field.
That's right.
But instead, I get a dramatic play in right field.
Okay. And
Kept
that
the runner
runner.
at first base. And then there's 2 outs. So 1 out away from advancing. Korea needs 1 more out.
Okay.
They will go on to the quarterfinals.
I thought that was in the gap. Hey,
I did too. I thought
that's Mud. Is that Mud's? That's
Oh,
Mud.
there's Mud's. Yeah,
Mud's-
the
Mud's
Nationals. Yeah, the guy from the Washington Nationals is in the dugout. Mud's brother.
You know, someone's got to be the program director around this radio station. You know,
I don't need to do play-by-play. I don't even know the names of most of these guys. I can't do play-by-play, but I just wanted to see what was happening. The top of the inning was fascinating because if Australia had gotten out of the inning, it was 6-2. And if they had kept Korea from scoring, they would have gone on. They had a double play grounder that would have ended the game, or at least ended the chances of Korea advancing. The pitcher deflected it slightly, and it turned into nobody out. They threw it away, and Korea ended up scoring that run on a sac fly. Had he just let it go, it
Double
would be
play.
over, and Australia would have been advancing. Instead, they're now 1 out from being eliminated at the end of the tournament. It's heartbreaking if you're an Australia fan.
these guys are fully eating their jerseys.
mates.
They're fully eating their jerseys. The guys on the bench have the jerseys up in their mouth, and they're just doing the just gnawing on it.
It is a stressful moment for all of them. I mean, the fans are
Fans are sick.
clutched in prayer, holding their flags and their phones in their hands. They just, they're just, everyone's on the edge of their seat.
That'll do it.
That should be at a pop up to the infield, and Korea's going to win it 7-2 in advance. They're,
Wow, there
they're
it
running
is.
out onto the
Okay.
field in celebration.
Congratulations.
All
Got
right.
it. All right, we did it. It's over. That Australia loss makes me sad because we have our pal Aussie Tony over there. But Dan Clark is now disappointed, and that makes me happy. So anytime Dan Clark, if you guys are Padres fans, you know Dan Clark. Dan Clark's upset, which makes me very happy. And so yeah, you know Dan Clark, right?
Yeah, he was taking shots at Manny Machado,
It's
and Adam
just-
Jones was trying to
Adam Jones was
explain things to Dan Clark. I
He
thought,
wasn't.
Adam, don't even try.
No, he wasn't. Adam was being passive aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. So Dan Clark's upset, which makes for actually a pretty good Monday. How was the weekend for you fellas this weekend?
Weekend was good. Chilled out. Just hung out around the house.
Paulie's
Got
weekend.
some things done.
Ollie's weekend in a nutshell.
Just
Shall we record that?
just
and
record. I was
play
just
it?
gonna say record that and
Monday
just play the
mornings.
drop. Paulie, the weekend.
Didn't have to worry about my kids going to bed at, an hour and 45 minutes past their
Oh my
bedtime.
God.
Just hung out. Got
So
some things.
nice.
Great.
How about you?
I had a lovely weekend, especially yesterday. Yesterday morning, played early with our good friend Steve Sugimoto,
Yes.
our NIL athlete,
Yep.
now on the Japan tour, pursuing his dreams of professional golf. And then Brian Smock, the pro at Coronado, came up as well. And me and my buddy Scott, we had a little pro-am match at Encinitas Ranch. And those guys are so incredible.
How'd you get that tea time?
Buddy Chris Foster, who came out and took a picture of us and was
Saw
very
that.
excited to see us. So thank you to Chris.
Did you invite him to play?
No,
I did not. He was working. So he was in the pro shop. He was working that morning.
Yep.
So he just he sent us out at 6:54 in the dark in our first tee shot. And after 2 holes, I was beating Steve Sugimoto by 1 shot.
Wow.
After 18
Pro
holes,
golfer.
he was beating me by 18 shots. He shot a 66.
Remember when you said you could beat him?
Remember on
a
on the best
professional
day?
golfer.
Well, if
One of
you
my
beat him for
favorite.
2 holes, then I should be able to beat him for more.
That's
But
not how
that's
that
not how
works.
it works.
didn't work out that way.
That is not.
He's just so consistent. So is Brian. He shot a 69, I think.
The WBC is a perfect example of that because you'll see, Team USA getting flummoxed by this 14-year-old
True.
and then they're like, crack, and it's over. They're not, it's not going to happen.
It's all about the long haul.
It's about the complete round. And Steve is an unbelievable player. 66 for him.
66, 6 under, and it wasn't even that hard for him. I mean,
God.
made a couple of bogeys even and shot 6 under.
It's so fun to watch that. Like, it's so fun to watch somebody who is like the best at their craft. It's incredible.
Well, and of course, like that, where it's a little bit easier, it's a little more open. Like a guy like him, where there's really no trouble for him to get into. Like, it's super fun to watch him play. Of course,
he doesn't even need it though. I mean, his misses are, that was 4 yards to the right of where you wanted
doesn't
to
need
go.
the space.
It doesn't matter. I need the space.
Yeah.
I that's why I thought. I have, this will be my spot because if I miss one big. Encinitas
That's why it's a fun place
anywhere.
to play with him.
He doesn't need that at all. Both of them, Brian and Steve, just hit the ball right down the middle every time, like 300 yards. It's so consistent. It is so impressive to watch. Their short games are both excellent. And I want to wish good luck to Steve. He's heading back to Japan. He's on the full major Japan tour this year. If he does well enough, then he can earn a spot on the DP World Tour for next year. So there's a pathway for him.
The Dan Patrick World Tour.
DP, I don't know, it's just the sponsor of the European. It's the European PGA Tour. And if you do well there, you can get on the PGA Tour. So he's 2 steps away from the PGA Tour now.
That's incredible. He needs to go over there and dominate. And I know he can. He's a fantastic human, fantastic golfer.
Really hard worker.
I missed, I obviously I wasn't at home yesterday. I would have come by and seen you guys because I live right by there. So, but I went and played baseball yesterday for the first time in a while. It was nice to get back. First pitch was about 85 at my dome. That was a fun way to start and it hit my bat. So it was a strike one.
Gets your adrenaline run. Oh, it hit the bat. I hate that.
I dug and my bat stayed up but this little dude was throwing ched. And it was fun though, to get back. Our team rolled. So it was a lot of fun
playing against the youngsters. Were you the oldest person out there?
By far.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy was like, bro, this is getting tough. I'm 40. I'm like, dude, I got 10 years on you, man. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I went home. I K'd twice. Change-ups. I mean, I was on the fastball. That's what made me happy. As a 50-year-old on the heater, I fouled it back. And then stupid soft change-ups away. Ass goes out. Wrists break and you start flailing to try to foul it off and you're done. But I was a little depressed the rest of the day. It's hard, man. You look in the mirror, you're like, I'm getting older, and it sucks. It's a hard fact to realize. And then you realize too, you're exhausted because you woke up an hour earlier. We had a guy miss our game because he didn't set his alarm, like fell back asleep or something. Was like, I'm all messed up. I'm not coming. Don't worry. We have 18 guys. You're going to be fine. So, but it was just good to be back, man, back on the field with the homies and running around. And I had tons of sports this week. And I spent the entire day Saturday at the baseball fields. We had opening day for Encinitas Little League. So we had listen to this draw. Taylor's pictures were at 10:20. Then they have the big bouncy houses, the tattoo stations, the get your jersey mics, whatever.
The mini country fair.
Yeah, the mini country fair. So 10:20, we get the 10:20 pictures for his team, which means everyone get there at about 9:30, 9:45. We have to corral your little calves and get them all in a row and get their unis all set up. So we do. We get over, no problem. Knock out our pictures. So then we have Bo's pictures at 12:40. 10:20, 12:40.
You're hoping for the 10:20, 10:40, 10:50 combination.
No. So now we're just kicking it. And it's nice. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out, and the kids are going nuts. They're having the time of their lives.
Do we leave and come back?
Correct.
Range,
yes.
Do we
just
stay
and wear it, right? So we had the 12:40 pictures. Then we had the 2:30 game. So it was 2 hours.
Oh, another one. And then it's the pictures and like, do we leave and come back again, or do we stay for that one?
I dropped the hammer on my team. I go, hey, after this, send your mom, your dad, get you a hot dog, a sandwich, whatever you need. A hot dog is a sandwich, or is it not? That's something we can talk about later. But send your parents, get your Gatorade, your hot dog, whatever. We're going to those batting cages, and I'm going to flip you guys balls until, it's almost game time. And so we did some hitting and stuff. It was great. Then we get over the field, and the guy, I talk to the coach, I go, how you guys looking? He goes, oh, we started like 30 minutes late. So I'm just like, stabbing myself. So I was at the field from about 9:30 to about 5:36. Yeah, it was
long day.
It was a long day, but it was so fun. We won our first game. Everybody played great. It was a blast. We had flag football the night before, so it was awesome, dude. I told Hannah, I go, this is what I've dreamed of my entire life. I got to spend the whole day at the baseball field with my kids who I'm coaching. I go, this is it. This is Valhalla as far as I'm concerned. I made it. So that was rad. And then being able to go and play ball yesterday it was a really good, fun weekend. Other than that horrific time change, it was fantastic. Also, the biggest, I think, craziest thing that happened this weekend is that Donna Kelsey actually is doing some remodeling on her home. And this jumped into my feed Friday night. And I've been following this story since it happened. It broke at 5 p.m. on March 7th. And that would be Friday night, March 7th at 5 p.m. Saturday night. Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom, Donna, remodeling her modest Florida home. And it was a big headline on TMZ. It popped into my feed, and I looked at it and I go, I'm missing something. Did her house burn down and she's she's finally getting around to the remodel? Did they buy their mom a new house? What is the story? That's it. That's the story, is that Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom, Donna Kelsey, is in the middle of a home renovation. TMZ has learned. Who's that tipster?
It's a scoop.
Hello? Hey, hello. Yeah, please don't use my real name. I want you to know Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom, Donna, she's right in the middle of a home renovation. So you didn't hear it from me. Keep your trap shut. I wish I had more info for you. I don't. Now, this is what the internet was invented for. Stories like this. The internet went crazy. They wouldn't stop. And everyone that I saw.
We have different algorithms.
Well, you're not on Twitter. You're on Blue Sky. So it's different.
I'm on Instagram, but
it's not,
I saw it. I don't know. I TMZ does this all the time. They do stuff like this.
Not like this.
Hey, this streamer just bought a car.
Yeah, the streamer stuff. Wow. But not the streamer's mom just mowed her lawn. You know what I mean?
Probably do. You just don't know.
So I'm dead reading this, man. And people went crazy. Here's everything we know so far about Donna Kelsey's home renovation, a thread. And so there's a literal thread that they made. Here we go. 9 windows. There are speculations that this could create a complete transformation in the atmosphere of the main living area. 6 doors. Whether these replacements will be internal or external is not known. This is all we know so far. Updates will continue as more information is revealed about Donna Kelsey's home renovation post. I'm in there bookmarking these tweets. Travis Kelsey's mom started remodeling her house, and suddenly 2 doomsday fish arrive, and you're trying to tell me this is just a coincidence? My daughter's team didn't play well in their first softball tournament of the season this weekend. She came home pretty disappointed. She immediately perked up when I told her the big news that Donna Kelsey is getting new windows installed. I was crying. I mean, I couldn't get enough of it. So that was, I think, the biggest news that happened over the weekend. But yeah, man, it was really entertaining, and people, again, very, very, very creative. Very creative.
Not everything is news.
I know not everything is news, man. Like Eddie Murphy pulls weeds Saturday. TMZ has learned.
At least Eddie Murphy is a celebrity in his own right.
Eddie Murphy's mom pulls weed. Eddie Murphy's mom makes a butterscotch pudding for her family. I was dead, dude. I thought it was so good. And it just laid me out all weekend. And that I just go, man, this is, with everything going on in the world, I needed a little bit of something that made me laugh.
Is this more because of the Taylor Swift connection?
Yeah,
now
I think so.
Donna Kelsey
I think
gets
so.
Everything reported.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like Jason and Travis are any. They don't hide from the spotlight either. I mean, the Kelseys are
they have
literally
a podcast,
everywhere. Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So it was. It made me laugh. Here's another one. TMZ reports Donna Kelsey getting her home renovated. What changes to her house are you most excited to see? The documents show Donna's hired a company to replace 9 windows and 6 doors in the home. It just would not stop. It never ended. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. It just tickled me. Oh, so anyway, that's all I got, my friend.
JZA.com on our chat says Donna Kelsey remodeled her home. But what does Ja Rule think of all this?
It's so good, man.
They run up to celebrities at the airport when they're coming out.
Yeah.
And then ask
The
them
guy's getting his
about
bag.
other stupid stories that are going on. And then that is now a new headline that, Shaq at the airport comments on Donna Kelsey's home remodel.
And it's always like the most ridiculous stuff.
It is.
Like these
It's
guys
so bad,
that you see at the airport, they're always like, hey, we're here with, Alex Morgan's here at the airport. So what do you think about the war going on in the Middle East?
Right.
And she's like,
I just got back from Cleveland, dude.
Right.
Please let me go. I did want to say, too, it's weird to think that, waking up in San Diego this morning, one of my absolute heroes, I think, of all time is waking up in San Diego this morning as well. His name is Trent Reznor, and he's the front man and, the brains and everything behind 9 Inch Nails. They're playing tonight out in Chula Vista. I'm not going to the show. It's a Monday night in the middle of a time change. It's very expensive tickets, but how cool is it that he's up at his hotel room, probably listening to Ben and Woods right now. He probably asked the concierge, where do I get my sports fix? And the guy said, check out Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. So, Trent, if you're listening.
He actually DM'd us.
833-288-0973. You can call in. We'd love to have you on.
He said Ben's play-by-play to start this segment kind of threw him off. And he said, you know what, I'm going to go check out some other shows.
It's just weird to be in the same, the same area code as just this absolute legend in my mind. And it's funny. I was listening to this podcast he did with Rick Rubin driving in this morning. I don't want to go. I'm not trying to go. I don't want to go. Even if Trent Reznor invited me, I would go. But other than that, if you have an extra ticket, I don't want it. I don't want to go out on a Monday night. I can't do it, but I'm very sad. You're going to
still get flooded.
And if you guys go, please tell me how it is tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be incredible, but I will miss it.
I've heard of him. I could have even told you that he was the front man for 9 Inch Nails. If he walked in this building,
you'd have no idea.
Have no idea.
Oh, I think you'd know
what he looked like.
I think you'd know.
Well, maybe by the reaction of everybody else, but hey, we got a new sales guy. Who's that?
Yeah,
no, that's Trent Reznor.
The new sales guy, Trent Reznor.
That's Trent. He started last Wednesday.
Oh my God, him as a sales guy would be the great. You gonna buy this radio or not? I don't really give an F. If you do, great. If you don't, I also don't give an F. So he's like it. He's like one of the its for me. So he's in town tonight. And if you're going to 9 Inch Nails tonight, I'm so jealous.
Where are they playing?
Chula, the amphitheater. I mean, again, had it been somewhere even remotely nearby, I would have considered it. So you would have to think, all right, man, these guys aren't walking off on the stage until 9:30. And I'm leaving my house at what time? 6, to get down.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And then they finish, and then I'm like, I got a 50-minute drive home. I'm like, there's just no way.
It bums me out that San Diego is the midweek or like the weeknight place for concert stops nowadays.
It's the worst part of there's one.
They'll do Vegas or LA on the weekends,
and then they're like, hey, Tuesday. Let's see what you got, San Diego.
Yeah, Tuesday, and then Phoenix on Thursday, and then somewhere cool on.
Kills me, dude. Wait, I'm sorry. They're at the Sports Arena. Sports Arena.
That changes everything. Now you have to go.
Now maybe I will.
Better get there.
Maybe I will. But I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a mistake. They're at the Sports
Arena.
All
right, are you ready to get things rolling here on a Monday? I mean, we already did. We already updated you on the World Baseball Classic. What more do you need? Maybe some Padres talk, maybe some SDFC talk. Wow. Get into both of those coming up in our next segment.
I did not.
You didn't do this? Shut up.
I swear to God.
No chance.
I swear to God.
This is 9 Inch Nails.
There is no way that just happened.
1 in 50, 100 chance. And it happened.
All right, I got it, guys. I'm sorry. They're at the Sports Arena. I said it. I made a mistake. Please don't punish me. Pachanga Arena, they'll be playing tonight.
It fast enough. Same segment. So. It's better than 3 hours later. Go, hey, you remember when I said they were going to be in Chula Vista? No, they're going to be at Pachanga Arena.
Yep.
All right, we'll come back, set the menu for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods.
That's weird.
Look at all the tier ones already with us.
That's even weird.
After the time change. Proud of everybody for getting up this early on a Monday morning with Ben and Woods. We'll check traffic with Kelly Danik and then off and running on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant. Garazion in our chat says, I need a TMZ Ben and Woods story. Okay, breaking. Ben and Woods producer Paul Reindl reportedly has chill weekend. Quote, "We didn't do that much."
Yeah.
Keep it here for developing updates of this breaking story.
I got home yesterday from my game, and my kids were with their grandmother, and my wife was working. And I drove home. I go, what's the plan? She goes, oh, it's probably about noon. And I go, what's your plan today? And she said, oh, I'll be home around 3:30 or 4. And I go, well, what about the kids? She's like, probably like 5 or 5:30. And I go, so you're telling me that if I go to the house right now, no one's there? And she goes, yeah. And I go, okay. I had grand visions of like, well, I'm done with my game. I should just go get a lift in and do some air. I did not lift. I did go to the grocery store, but I did not lift. But I was like, I'm going to go home and sit on I watched the entire Padres game yesterday.
Wow.
In dead silence. And it was beautiful out. Beautiful, stunning. And I was like, no, I'm going to lay here and watch this. And it was a really peaceful, like 5 hours that I had to myself. And I just realized I don't get that. I don't get, like, that's Paulie's whole weekend if he wants it. And I don't get that. I was like, I'm going to soak this in while I
crank your hog.
Well, we're going to talk about that Padres game, and I'm glad you watched it.
We're going to talk about that. I was like, oh,
we're going to talk about that at 7:35.
I'm happy to share,
I just watched a few minutes of it. It's still a spring training game, but I'm glad.
Still great.
So you'll be able to tell us a little bit more about what the Padres were up to this weekend. We'll get to that coming up, some SDFC talk. Joining us in our 7 o'clock hour to talk about both will be Craig Elsten, Padres Hot Tub and Chromaniacs podcast at 7:35. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big banking. It is better. We will also check in with Spring Training Sammy in our 9 o'clock hour with his updates from Peoria, Arizona. Have our regular features. Don't do this at 7:20. Take on Woods at 8:20. And we've got a new Vegas getaway starting to qualify for a new grand prize this month. So if you want to win a trip to the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas and a $150 resort credit, be ready to take on Woods in our music, TV, or TV trivia challenge coming up at 8:20 this morning. And we'll have a biggest fan announcement at 9 o'clock. But you want to jump right in with Padres in the weekend that was. Obviously, all the WBC stars are gone. But you're seeing other guys step up. Yesterday, of course, you had pitchers Logan Gillespie and Kyle Hart both looked really, really good. Like how do you start the season without both those guys on your team? Yet where do you find a spot for them in your bullpen because of all the other great studly arms that you have pitching in the pen? It's a good problem to have for A.J. Preller and Craig Stammen.
Like Logan Gillespie looks ridiculously good. Not like, oh man, he's getting by, getting lucky in spring training. Velo is up. He looks really good. He's now 7 2/3 inning without allowing a run. He's pitched in 3 Cactus League games. He's been great. He's been great. He gets a lot of ground balls. But yeah, they're saying in the UT, he could be pitching his way into the bridge role. And again, you think with some of the guys that we have in our starting rotation, Michael King coming off injury, Joe Musgrove coming off of injury. Nick Pivetta was kind of shut down over the weekend. So that bridge guy, that Joe Musgrove, Logan Gillespie type situation, I'm always hesitant to use the word piggyback because I do have the sense that, Ben, that Ruben and Craig Stammen and everybody else involved with pitching decisions, if Joe Musgrove went out there and it was his 3rd start and 1 pitch ground ball, strikes a guy out, another ground ball, his 7 pitch first, if he's rolling, they're not going to be like, no, we got to piggyback Logan Gillespie on top of him, only give him 3 innings. Like, I get the sense that it's going to be dependent on what he does. So I'm always hesitant to be like, oh, Gillespie pitches after Musgrove every 5th day. I just don't know that that's the way that they're going to do it. But a guy that does have that capability, if Michael King comes out and struggles or Nick Pivetta struggles, a guy that can go out and give you 3 innings, 3 2/3 is massive.
But Kyle Hart, I think, also has that capability. He was even better, 2 2/3, no hit, no walks, no runs, 3 strikeouts. He has a 0 ERA.
He does.
This spring as well.
8 2/3 scoreless innings for him. So yeah, these guys are like they're showing them something.
And while you mentioned the Nick Pivetta news, we knew that I think going into the weekend they were going to skip his start due to a little general arm fatigue. I don't think it's don't hit the panic button. They literally have a dead arm phase of spring training. It's like a thing for every pitcher where you go in spring training, you start building up, and then after 2 or 3 appearances, your arm just feels dead for a few days. And Nick Pivetta,
I can relate. It's been that way for 25 years.
Nick Pivetta is just taking it easy, knowing he's got a spot in the rotation, doesn't need to push himself. So he took a start off and is expected to go again, I believe they said on Friday, just kind of resume where he would have been. However, it could mean that Nick Pivetta won't be lined up for an opening day start anymore. So that could change the plans a little bit to get his work in. He would be too close to opening day to start on the right day, because I think he'd be lined up to start that last Sunday of spring training.
Okay.
And you don't want to skip him, like have 10 days between his last spring start and no start until opening day, which means he might have to go maybe on Friday, the second game of the season, which would open up for either Michael King or Joe Musgrove, or who knows, today's starter at spring training.
Could be Logan Glaspie for all we know.
Who's been the best pitcher
pitching
at spring training has been Randy Vasquez. He's going to make his third spring start today. And it's not out of the question that Randy Vasquez could be your opening day starter just due to the way everything falls and not wanting to push Michael King or Joe Musgrove too much. And Nick Pivetta's not lined up right. So maybe it's even possible.
We say it every year too. Like, how much of an importance do we put on opening day starter?
Well, symbolically, a lot. In reality, it is just one of 162.
Ultimately, and this is just how I fall on it. Fan however you want to fan. If it's more important to me that he gets all the proper work in heading into opening day, and if that means he pitches on Friday because they had a few more things to work on, fine by me. Opening day starter means nothing.
Call out of work for general body fatigue? Because if I could, I would use that. I'd use it judiciously, but I would use it. I will not make it in today, fellas.
I think AJ Castell said the same thing as he tweeted. Nick Pivetta, general fatigue. To be honest, same thing.
Aren't we all?
Same here. General fatigue.
General fatigue is what I feel. Thank you, daylight saving time. And for Randy today, look, it's not a.
Or that was Ramon Laureano. He was stretched to general fatigue yesterday.
And what was Pivetta's dead arm?
Pivetta's dead arm, arm fatigue. Yeah.
But I do think that this is an important start for Randy. Not important like, will he make the club? It's important to just keep that momentum train going for him. If he goes out and gets lit up, it's not going to be the end of the world. But the way that he's been able to build is encouraging, and they've challenged him along the way, and I like that. So we don't need any storylines tomorrow, Randy. Just go out and throw your 3 2/3 and strike out 4.
You don't want his hottest stretch of the season to be in March.
That's right.
That's right. Randy, no one was better in March than Randy was.
That's right.
Rest of the season, he was okay, but in March, that guy was locked in. No, the idea is to use March so you can be locked in April and May and June.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what he's doing. But I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
That he just needs to continue the momentum that he's building so he can carry this into the season.
No storylines for Ben and Woods tomorrow, and we're fine with that. I need the only storyline I need to continue is Randy Vasquez continues to look sharp in spring training. That's the only thing I need.
Now, hitting-wise yesterday, some encouraging signs. Gavin Sheets hit his first home run of the spring.
Beautiful AB.
Just mashed a 3-run homer on a great at-bat off Chase Burns, a real pitcher.
Good pitcher. Good youngster.
3-run shot. And I didn't realize, because Gavin Sheets hasn't been one of those guys that is, blinking in neon lights this spring. Ooh, having a great spring. He's walked a lot, though, and he's been working on pitch selection and really just going after the pitches that he thinks he can drive, and he doesn't. He's been taking more. I think he has like 7 walks this spring, which is interesting, a development for Gavin Sheets in his game.
I saw a bunch of good ABs yesterday. I really did. I saw Nick Castellanos get fooled terribly on a slider, and then Chase Burns says, oh, okay, well, here comes another one, spit. Here comes another one, spit. Walks. Gavin Sheets comes up, hits that bomb. Castellanos has had a really good spring. So very encouraged by
Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill's having a monster spring.
Having a monster spring. He's got an 1135 OPS.
He is hitting the
missiles. Hard.
He's hitting missiles. Everything's 106, 107 off the bat.
I was reading a blurb about him from somewhere yesterday, and they were saying, look, he did not have a great sophomore season. He was a ton of injuries. He couldn't really get right. But when he got healthy and he returned last year, if you looked at his September numbers, they were really strong, or at least trending in the right direction. He finished out the year well, and then for him to start off this year well, people are high on Jackson Merrill this year.
100%. I'm one of them. This is a great tweet by Tom Doyle, by the way. He says, at Ben and Woods, you've got Ben Higgins as Colonel Budget and Stephen Woods as General Fatigue. Pretty fantastic. I will be General Fatigue,
Colonel Budget,
and you can be Colonel Budget. Who's higher? I'm higher than Colonel's higher than a general, right?
I don't think so.
No, a general.
I think
I'm
a general's higher than a colonel.
All right, then that makes sense. And we'll do that.
Fine.
All right, I'm general fatigue.
Romeo Sanabria continues to have a huge spring. He had a 3-run home run.
General is higher than
In the game yesterday. If you're looking for someone I'm kind of starting to get a little bit worried about, Luis Campusano is hitting just 143 this spring with no extra base hits.
What are you worried about?
Because there's no other catchers that you really feel good about being a backup. Padres may need to do something.
Oh, no.
Hopefully Luis Campusano comes around, but right now the backup catcher position is looking somewhat bleak.
Well, Freddie Fermin's match.
Freddie Fermin's looking good. He had a couple of hits on Saturday. Was one of the only regulars in that lineup that was all minor leaguers against the Cleveland Guardians. 7-1 loss, but Freddie went 2 for 3. Ty France is having a good spring. He had a double. He can catch. I don't think that well.
He's not a catcher. He can catch like you can get back there in a pinch and fantasy
I guarantee you, if it meant making the team, he would do it. Say, I will do it. I will be your backup catcher. I don't think you really want to go that direction.
You don't.
But that, I'm still hoping for Campy. I root for Luis Campusano.
Of course, we all do. We need him.
But he has not been hitting this spring.
It's okay.
And that is
spring.
It is spring. That could mean nothing. But it is somewhat concerning just due to the Padres' overall lack of depth at the catching position.
Yeah, one guy, too, they did a highlight on him this morning in the UT. Kevin Acey did a piece. I have not gotten to read all the way through it yet, but Jake Cronenworth talking about some of the adjustments he's made. I mean, again, you're talking about guys like Gavin Sheets and Jake Cronenworth, Benny, towards the bottom-ish of the order. Guys like that can figure out something this year. I mean, Gavin Sheets may hit 4th. You don't know. It's just depending on what the matchups are. But you could see him hitting in the 6 hole and Crony in the 8 hole all year long. If those guys are tearing the cover off the ball and have made adjustments and have locked in a little bit, that's when this lineup looks a lot deeper than sometimes when you look at it on paper and you go, all right, a lot has to go right. But if those guys can get locked in, it's huge for this team.
His on-base percentage was the best of his career last year for Jake Cronenworth. Quietly against lefties, it was the best of his career. Now, he doesn't hit a lot, but he will get hit a lot and walk a lot.
Yeah, he gets on base
somehow against left-handers, which is sometimes just what you need to do. Hey, I know I'm not gonna hit 300 against these guys, so I just need to get on base however I can, and that keeps the overall numbers pretty good. So
this is pretty good. I mean, this is interesting, and maybe people out there want to hear this and need to hear this. But says, to be clear, Cronenworth has been a fine big leaguer. His career WRC plus, a metric that measures a player's offensive production, is 109. 100 is average, so he's 10% better than the average major leaguer. His F-WAR is in the top 15% of all qualifying players. And then one thing you can count on with Jake Cronenworth is that the guy's going to be in the lineup every day. He has started more games in the field than all but 15 other big leaguers. So he's number 16 in starting games on the field since 2020. So above average defense at first, second, and short. So that's pretty fantastic stuff, man. Like, he catches a lot of unnecessary grief sometimes. But again, 10% better than the average big leaguer that's all right. He makes $11 million a year. He doesn't make $27 million a year. So Crony, very valuable to this team.
In the chat says Jake for leadoff. You could argue that.
Absolutely.
We've seen it a couple of times this spring where Stammen has, experimented by putting him there. I would not be stunned if we saw it in the regular season.
Like, here's the thing, though, Benny, going back to Luis Campusano, if he was hitting 460, which, by the way, he did it in El Paso. Like, he was the greatest hitter of all time in El Paso. And we were like, yeah, but you're kind of not doing it at the big league level. He's not getting it done in spring training right now. I really don't know how many ABs he's had. It's not like I don't see him getting daily starts, but
not that many.
But yeah, he hasn't done much, but I get it. But it's spring training. He may be revamping something with Souza that it's like, hey man, just trust it. Trust the process. It's going to come, and I hope it does. But for $1 million, if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Certainly. You just got to find somebody else. The problem with catchers is there's just not a lot of them. They're not out there in extra that you can just go out and find. And I think if there were, I think he would. I think AJ would be on it.
What are we thinking about with Salas? Are we still like 2 years?
2 years.
So
yeah.
you need like, And that
like
your
a
gap,
bridge.
I mean, for me, it is your gap right there to Salas, but
Yes.
you still need a little bit of help just to kind of get to the finish line.
Yeah, man. Freddie's not going out and catching 140 games next year. He's just not. Nobody is. So, like, you gotta have something, and I hope it works out for Campy. I think from what I've seen this year, he looks a little bit better behind the dish at spring training. That may be what Craig wants him to. You know what I mean? Like, bro, get this dialed in. Your hitting will come. You're a powerful guy. Don't worry about it. Let's get the catching locked in so Freddie can get a day off.
We need to check traffic. We can talk a little more Padres later, more pitching performances. Michael King on Saturday, Herman Marquez, Marco Gonzalez on Friday after our show with Good Days as well. But I also want to talk about SDFC's win on Saturday. Watch that whole game. We'll get to that after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Hamul Casino. A couple things to mention here. One is a stalled transit bus on the transition ramp northbound 805 to the westbound King Freeway. It's over to the right shoulder. And emergency crews on scene of a collision involving a couple vehicles on the Coronado Bridge heading over to the island near the old toll plaza. This is causing a backup all the way from the 5. Hummel 23's fabulous lobster buffet is on 7 days a week. All the lobster tails you can eat, plus dozens of delicious buffet stations. Visit HummelCasino.com for reservations. Lobster buffet every day, only at Hummel Casino Resort. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. Ben & Woods on a Monday morning, and another mission accomplished for Mikey Varas and San Diego FC on Saturday. Was a little more nerve-wracking than the first couple of MLS games because it was just a one-goal game for most of the match, thanks to Anders Dreyer, who scored late in the first half. And then they had to hold on against Sporting KC, Kansas City on the road. But they did, and they did it the way they usually do, Woods. They controlled possession. They really dominated, and they got the big plays that they needed, including a couple of massive saves by Duran Ferree.
My God.
Late in the match, the kid.
The
kid with his third straight clean sheet. But this one, the diciest, the most nerve-wracking of the three, and came up with a couple of huge plays late in that game to preserve the 1-0 win and improve SDFC to 3-0-0 on the MLS season.
I love these guys, man. I just love this team. They are just so much fun to watch. I tuned in late. I missed the goal, tuned in late, and I was so happy to see. I think I only had maybe 15 minutes left. I mean, what a 15 minutes it was. And plus the extra time, it was incredible. And like you said, Ferree, I texted Darren Smith. I go, Duran Ferree. And he goes, Mikey's got such a road ahead of him to try to figure out, because they've got the CONCACAF tournament. And I mean, is you gonna roll with the hot hand? I think you have to. I think you got to let this kid play, right?
Well, I mean, basically, it's like a pitcher who's thrown a shutout every game of his career.
Yeah,
you gotta keep throwing him out there. I mean, until he gives up a goal, it's not like you can stop using him. He's 3-0 with 3 clean sheets.
But you got, but in the CONCACAF tournament, where it matters, it's huge. Like they're going to play really hard and well. But in the CONCACAF tournament, Benny, don't you need to? And this was Darren. You know, Darren said Darren actually thought it was going to be Cisniega who would get the call, and it's still very well maybe. But what would be the logic behind that other than, got to get this guy some work? I have no idea. In a tournament
to play goalkeeper 3 times in a week, I have no idea.
Yeah,
no idea.
Probably
but that will be
very
Wednesday night. Toluca coming to Snapdragon Stadium, 8:30, late start on Wednesday for the next game. Woo. Second round of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We'll talk more about that. We will talk a little NCAA basketball when we come up, including a special Ben & Woods announcement.
Well, this is big.
Coming up next on The Fan.
Now, at 9 a.m., I believe, the Dominican Republic takes on Team Israel. Okay?
Correct.
Right?
Featuring, a few stars from the San Diego Padres on the Dominican Republic roster.
Correct. So what's the
We should be monitoring
plan
the
of
game.
attack?
Monitoring the game.
Monitoring.
Yeah.
You're watching while Paul does the Reindl Report is what I'm hearing.
I think,
Yes.
want to be able
Sammy
to
at 9 o'clock.
Oh, we have
Today.
Sammy at 9 o'clock.
Don't we want to be able to see when, Tatis and Manny come to the plate at
Ben-
least so we can let everybody know how they did?
That
Our audience generally is working at 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
so we are their conduit to what's going on in the world of sports.
that game is going to be a snuff film.
True.
Between those
I don't,
two.
I
So
don't really care about watching that game.
wanna see
I just
how
want
our
to see
guys
how
do.
our guys do in their at-bats.
Well, they've been doing pretty well so far.
a lot of walks.
Manny Machado turning in a couple of the better plays
Oh.
you'll see ever on
So
Friday
cool.
night.
So on back-to-back plays, like it was a replay. Like, hey, Manny, I didn't see that one.
Do it again.
Could you just do it again?
Do it again.
Doing the Manny Machado cross his body throw across the diamond perfectly twice in a row.
Back-to-back
was-
batters.
I was warming up yesterday. We were all talking about it at our game, and I backed up, I would say, half the distance from where Manny was. Okay, so I'm halfway. You put me maybe deep short-ish, right? And I run to my right, and I go from my hip like he does. The ball bounced 12 times before it got to the guy I was throwing it to, just so you know.
And it doesn't even look like he's throwing it
Not even
hard.
at all. Just,
How does he make everything look so
I don't
easy?
know.
He's amazing.
Don't know. But those plays were outstanding. And then he's basically over by the net, fired up, dapping up the crowd. It was spectacular.
Yeah, I
They are
watched
so
a lot of
fun.
that game.
They're so fun to
Fernando
watch.
led off with a single, came around to score. That was on Friday, and then on Sunday they just demolished the Netherlands and Xander Bogaerts, a little Padre on Padre
Yes.
crime, 12-1.
He's the captain of the Netherlands. I didn't know that.
Is he on? You
Yeah.
have the C like
I didn't
Manny
know
has
that.
the C. Look
Yep.
at we have all the captains. Tatis just with 3 walks. They're afraid to throw to him. Manny had a hit, a walk, and a run scored. DR hit 4 home runs yesterday, including Junior Caminero hit his second.
He's unreal.
He's looking really, really good as well.
He's
Juan
having the
Soto,
time of his
Vladimir Guerrero
life.
Jr. going deep. And then tonight, I know everyone fired up for Team USA versus Mexico
What
at 5
a-
o'clock our time.
What a game. What a game, especially for San Diego. It's such a melting pot of both cultures. It's going to be incredible. I find myself rooting for both. I really, really love the Mexican team.
Mexico playing well.
I'm obsessed with their uniforms, obsessed with them. I think they are so sharp. I think they're the sharpest in the tournament by far. I love the hats, all of it. And I just love the players on that team as well. So my guy Paul Skeens towing the slab tonight. Of course, I'll be rooting for him. I love Paul Skeens. So but I want our guys to do well. But man, I find it's weird. It's a weird thing. You're watching the game and you're like, something happens for both teams. And you're like, yes, it's so cool. That's the best part
You
of this.
certainly expect Team USA with all their talent to sweep through pool play, but keep in mind they've played the 2 weakest teams in their pool. They still have the 2 strongest teams left, Mexico and Italy.
And they've been starting slow.
Are both
slowly.
Yeah, they're both 2-0 as well. You figure that the winner of the Mexico-Italy game will be the second place team, but there's no guarantee that U.S. is going to win both of those games.
Right.
They're 1-3 all time against Mexico.
Yeah, dude.
In the WBC.
Yeah.
They do not have a good history against Mexico. Now, I don't think they had Paul Skeens on the mound.
They did not.
Some of those previous starts that could change
Like
things
Paul
a little bit.
Sewald or something. But yeah, it was still a good pitcher, but not Paul.
But he can't
Skeens.
pitch the whole game.
Right.
This is still, you're limited to pitches in the WBC. So he's not going to be out there the whole game. Mason Miller could come back after he threw a struck out the side in his first appearance against Brazil on Friday. So they have some bullpen arms for sure, but going to be fascinating and certainly something we're all keeping an eye on later today. It's Bennett Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how to. Just when we kind of San Diego State kind of it's not going to happen this year. Was that not the best game of the season against UNLV on
That
Friday?
was a good one.
It was a really good
one.
college basketball game that San Diego State pulled out in the end, 89-86. Both teams played well. It was entertaining. It was offensive. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily San Diego State's finest defensive performance, but I enjoyed watching that game.
It will never not be weird to see a final box score for a San Diego State basketball game, 89,
89, yeah.
It is weird.
86, I mean.
And just when you think BJ Davis, I guess, is just going to fall off the map. 30 points, 21 in the second half. They don't win that game without him. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, probably the player of the year in the Mountain West. He had 32 on the other side. Reese Dixon-Waters had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists on senior night. It was pretty electric to finish the season. Did not get a Mountain West title for the Aztecs because Utah State won on Saturday against New Mexico. So Utah State wins the Mountain West outright. They're the number 1 seed in the conference tournament starting on Thursday. San Diego State is outright second place. They finished ahead of New Mexico, so they will be the number 2 seed. They will play Thursday at 6 p.m. against the winner of Fresno State, Colorado State. I'm going to assume that's Colorado State, a team that just beat the Aztecs, of course, up in Fort Collins.
You think that's their draw?
That'll be almost certainly their. That is the draw. I mean, it's Fresno State, Colorado State.
That's
That's
the winner of that game.
The winner of that
game, which will probably be Colorado State. Now, you're not in Colorado State, and Colorado State will have had to have played a game the day before, which gives you a bit of an advantage. But there's not a single game left now that you feel like, I know San Diego State's winning this game.
Right.
That's not the case. They could lose any of these games, and if they do, their season is likely over because, according to reports, Brian Dutcher doesn't seem that interested in playing any of the other postseason events if they don't make the NCAA tournament. There's a couple of different tournaments. Of course, there's also the NIT, but that doesn't seem like a road. So
what are the other tournaments?
They've been changing. They used to have like the CBI. I think there's a new one that's later, though. It's like in April, and it's after the transfer window and everything, and doesn't seem like Dutch is that interested in going that route. So
it's usually up to the team. Like the team will usually
talk
do
to the
some sort of a
players,
vote if they want to, if there's any interest. But now with NIL too, there are these pop-up tournaments where like maybe there's an opportunity to make a little extra money for NIL.
But with so many San Diego State players expected to move on, either transfer portal, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of interest by the players to continue to play either.
Will you guys drag the Aztecs for voting not to play like you dragged my Irish? Oh, that's weird. Okay. I was just double checking. I just want to make sure that you're on the same side of the fence after you drag the Irish for saying no to the Pop-Tart Bowl. But
bowl games and NIT are, I don't think, comparable.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
Oh, totally.
It's not really.
It's Pop-Tarts and waffles, right?
I mean, it's like it'd be like San Diego State saying, "Ooh, we're only a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament.
We don't want to play.
Right, we don't want to play because we think we should be a 1 seed."
Well, what if they were a 1 seed for like 12 weeks and then they said, "No, you're a 6. You're a 6 seed." I just wanted to see if you guys would stand on business. You didn't. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, I think the problem is the NIT has been eclipsed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
By what is going to be a much more popular tournament.
When is the last time you guys watched an?
Last time San Diego State was in it, many
I'll ask
years
you,
ago.
Paul. When's the last time you watched it? He probably watched it.
I really don't even watch it anymore.
I went to San Diego State. They hosted an NIT game. I don't know, like 10 years ago. Yeah. I was there, but. Besides that,
was pretty cool
because they
hadn't gotten to play in the postseason very much. And
well, it was also you don't get to see your team host post regular season,
but they can't host games because they're hosting the NCAA tournament at Viejas Arena, so they wouldn't even be able to host games, which is another reason why you wouldn't want to play in the NIT.
Got it.
So with the NIT kind of the reputation down, we here at Ben and Woods have decided. That we need to jazz things up a little bit.
They need us. They needed us bad.
Of course, March is not just, the month of the college basketball tournament, but it is also the month of our tournament of drops. If you don't know what drops are, there are the short sound bites that Paulie plays, cultivates,
Stroganoff
plays, and each year we take the best, usually 32 drops of the year, put them into brackets, let the tier ones vote, and we eliminate them down until we are left with our tournament of drops winner at the end. However, Paulie,
we're going on year 7, by the way. This will be the 7th annual Ben and Woods tournament of drops.
I love it so much.
However, as we've seen the last couple of year fields, Paulie collects so many drops from me over the course of the year that the field was becoming inundated with Ben drops.
Yeah, watered down even.
A little bit, yes. It just became
all good,
too much. So we decided in an effort to balance the field a little bit, that before we start our tournament of drops later this year, we need to narrow down the Ben drops to just the best of the best. And we will do so by implementing the first ever Ben IT tournament.
Yes, the Ben
prior
IT.
to the tournament of drops.
The Ben IT.
Yes, Ben drops only. Paulie has a field of 16, which we will narrow down to just 4. So you got basically 4 pods, semifinals and finals, to determine the 4 Ben drops that will advance into the field of 32 final drops for the tournament of drops later this month.
Make no mistake, there will be Ben drops in the tournament of drops.
Of course.
Right. So, but we didn't want
16. We didn't want an entire bracket. We've had like an entire bracket.
Yeah.
Like a quadrant of Ben drops.
So the Ben IT is our filter.
Yes.
The Ben IT leads into the tournament of drops.
So the 4 best.
Yeah, 4 best.
We got 16 Ben drops from the last year.
Oh, yeah. And they're asking, do we get to vote? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So beginning, I believe, tomorrow. And then we'll narrow down the 16 Ben drops to 8. And then on Wednesday, we'll narrow down the 8 to the 4 winners.
Yep.
So in 4 different quadrants. We'll give you the brackets tomorrow. But Paulie right now can reveal the selection show, the field of 16 for the Ben IT tournament
First
ahead
annual, not the
of
last.
our tournament of drops.
No, I like this moving forward. We will do the Ben IT to whittle down the Ben drops and kind of, because we'll do the tournament of drops either next week.
And I haven't heard
next
the
week.
field
2
yet.
weeks.
Only Paulie knows the field.
Yeah.
And we'll do the seeding
You
tomorrow.
know the field.
This is the field. You are the field.
Beaver Stadium. Loose cannabis, supremely stupid. Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. Him and Steve Garvey were good friends. Call the cops. Panties. Adolf Hitler. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. Cool jerk. Gobbler's knob. Bangs. Anal Satan. Marvelous muncher. I don't have a sister. He's the guy that I pegged. I had an opportunity to do a 2-for-1. Those are the 16.
How in the world do you narrow that down? How do you narrow it down? Because originally I go, oh, it's got to be panties. And then I heard like 4 more that I was like, oh, it's going to be Gobbler's knob. One of the 2. I don't want to sway any of the voters, but
I don't know.
God. These were all last year. Last year to this year, right?
Yeah, like March of 25 to March.
Is there a
26.
chance that you will play it again one more time for me? I just would like to hear it just one more time. I just want it once more.
It's short enough.
Yeah, it's short enough.
Beaver Stadium. Loose cannabis, supremely stupid. Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. Him and Steve Garvey were good friends. Call the cops. Panties. Adolf Hitler. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. Cool jerk. Gobbler's knob. Bangs. Anal Satan. Marvelous muncher. I don't have a sister. He's the guy that I pegged. I had an opportunity to do a 2-for-1. He's the guy.
It's just incredible. Incredible.
Lisa says it's like choosing a favorite child.
It is. It really is. It's very, very difficult. The seeding is going to be massively
That's tougher
important.
than the actual tournament. I
It
think.
is. It's the seeding is going to be really tough. And you do the seeding?
I will put together the seeds tonight, and we will give you the brackets and the opportunity to start voting tomorrow.
Never once have I said to Ben, hey, let me see your seeds. This one, I feel like you may need some quality control on this because these are yours.
I have a different, that's true. I have a different perspective.
A different perspective on what is funny maybe to the masses because it's not maybe not funny to you.
Right.
So seed it, send it, and I'll give you my.
You don't trust me.
I do trust you implicitly to do this, but I just want to make sure because I have an idea of what maybe shouldn't be pitted against each other right now.
Right. I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I have an idea of what I don't want to advance.
Exactly
in the
right. That's exactly
I don't
right.
trust you. I'm a little on the fence. I don't know that I totally because the drops that you don't want to advance, you will
pit against something tough and really good.
Yes,
really favorably. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to see your
How
seeds.
did Adolf Hitler end up against panties in the first round? That doesn't seem right.
Exactly. That's why we need a little, just for the first time ever, we need a little quality control here. You're going to need a rubber stamp from me and Paulie on that, all right? But very excited for the first annual NIT. Ben
And
IT.
was it was Paulie who came up with the name?
So
which
good.
is elite.
Laid me out.
The
We
Ben
were
IT
sitting here. We were
is
like, "What do we
elite.
call
What
it?
do we call it? Ben IT.
Ben IT. Ben IT.
Ben IT, and I jumped out of my chair. It's like, yes, let's do it ASAP, and it will be done. Can't wait.
So, and then of course, we will have the real selection show, college basketball this Sunday.
Yep.
It's less than a week away. We will know our brackets, field of 68. By this time next Monday morning, we'll be getting into the office pools and doing what we do
Yes, sir.
in college basketball this time of year. So always fun and entertaining. But with the WBC going on at the same time, next weekend will be the quarterfinals, semifinals leading to the championship. So it's a lot going on in the sports world this March,
Love
even
it.
more than usual to pay attention to.
Well, somebody tweeted yesterday, they're like, low key, this is the greatest time of year. You know, Masters is coming up, Benny. The selection, the tournament, baseball's kicking off here in a couple weeks. I
Opening
mean,
day
this
is
like
2.5 weeks away.
WBC has been such a nice little bridge too for everybody, and of course, there's some big college basketball this weekend too. But this is like the perfect time of year.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, we've got our first Don't Do This of the week.
I've got a do this that was sent to me on my Instagram yesterday, no less than 100 times. And I thought to myself, yeah, we'll play that. Very funny comedian talking a little baseball.
Got a college basketball player who's in hot water for not one, but multiple kicks to the groin of opponents this season. That's never a good thing. That's all coming up in just a moment. Stick around. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
All right, the sun finally coming up. It did a little hour later than we expected, but it is coming up over San Diego, and it is coming up over 7 Mile Casino. It's our place to play cards down in Chula Vista, right off the 5 freeway. The convenience, unmatched, honestly. We know that. But the actual niceness, like upscale, when you go inside, you feel like, this is the kind of card room that I want to play in. That's what you're going to love about 7 Mile Casino.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, my friend. We've been agreeing on 7 Mile Casino for many, many years. Been a longtime supporter of the Ben and Woods program. Do us a favor, head on out and support them as well. They got great food, friendly dealers, all the card games that you're looking for. California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, and Baccarat.
Yep, beautiful patio, overlooks San Diego Bay, comfortable. And they take care of their high-limit players as well. If you like playing cards, they've got high-limit action in Texas Hold'em going all hours of the day. You can always play California-style blackjack with comfy chairs, friendly dealers, and 35% discount on all food at Sammy's 7 Mile, including the 24/7 players menu for players at the table. So if that sounds like your jam, head on down to 7 Mile Casino. It's just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this on a Monday. Brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
Enjoy it.
enjoy it. Let's see if we enjoy DDT today. You are up first, Woods.
Oh, I think we will. Logan Paul, who is, you know Logan Paul, boxes and wrestles and sells drinks and stuff. Like, he's just Logan Paul. He put out a challenge on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw this a week or so ago. He said he could beat the crap out of any football player. Like, hey, $1 million. Anybody willing to try? I'll give you $1 million if you step in the ring with me, and I'll mess you up. I'm a boxer, and you guys think you're tough football players. We had two takers. 6'3", 300-pound nose tackle Braden Fajoko was one of them, and Le'Veon Bell was another one. And they said, we're in. We'll do what we need to do on our end to secure the contract, whatever we need to do. And Logan Paul, kind of when called to the carpet, I found this really funny. Send out a tweet. He goes, well, the boss is called. Turns out I'm too valuable of a WWE superstar to be fighting bums. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Le'Veon Bell and Braden Fajoko for their 15 minutes of relevancy. Now back to being broke and retired. I'm going back to Raw every Monday. So the funny part is he was on a stream with a buddy, coincidentally, when the phone call came in from his superiors at WWE. And he does hang on, guys. I know we're live on the stream. Hello? Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just streaming right now. Oh, no way. Why? Oh, come on. Really? I can't. No, you won't let me? Oh, man. Hangs up the phone. Feels like it would be like if I did it and I was like, hey, Paulie, call me right in the middle of this. I'm going to be doing Pimp Lord's podcast. Can you call me right in the middle of it and get me out of it? Okay, call me and tell me that something's come up. Paulie's like, yeah, no problem. And so he bailed. He's got egg on his face. Everyone's pointing and laughing at Logan Paul. But, he's very wealthy.
Hold me back. No, really, someone hold me back.
Literally, please hold me back.
I really don't know what kind of athlete he is. He's obviously not incompetent.
Of course he's not.
You can't really ever genuinely compare him because almost everything he does is so staged and theatrical. You don't really know where he would stand in a real competition.
Cole says, mind you, he also said to Le'Veon, you can actually fight, so I won't fight you. I thought that was the whole purpose of I can beat the crap out of any football player. I'm a boxer. And the guy's like, all right, I'll do it. And not you, though, because you can actually fight. Pretty interesting.
All right, story number 2, the rivalry, Michigan State playing Michigan in college basketball over the weekend when Michigan State point guard Jeremy Fears Jr. was assessed a technical foul for kicking one of his opponents, Elliot Cadeau, in the groin in the first half. Now, if you watch the replay,
where did you kick him?
You'll see that he swings his foot backwards and up right in between the legs of the player. He's not looking at him. It's not like he's taking a soccer kick right to someone's groin. So maybe you'll think maybe he didn't know he was there. Maybe it was accidental, but they assessed him the technical foul. Where things start to get a little suspicious, though, is that this is the second time he's done it this year. He also, in a game against Minnesota, swung his leg backwards and kicked an opponent in the groin.
He likes the leg whip.
He also leg whipped Axel Lendenborg and tripped him as well in a dangerous play. And, at some point, the preponderance of evidence. You watch a lot of college basketball, Paulie. How often do you see a guy getting kicked in the groin? Really doesn't happen that often in a college basketball game. Doesn't even happen that often in a soccer game where you think it's probably going to happen a lot. I've watched 2 season plus of SDFC. Don't remember everyone seeing getting kicked in the groin. So when one guy has multiple instances of it, now that's on him at this point. Yeah. He's a
leg whipper
player, and he's going to get punished and obviously should be. Getting kicked out of the game. But yeah, it's it didn't look egregiously bad on the replay. But hey, if you keep putting yourself in that situation, that's on you, man, for sure.
It's the boy that I like when Ben gets tough. That's on you, man.
That's on you.
I like that when you do your tough talk, you, you're cool, Dad. James Dean.
On you.
That's on you, man.
That's on you, man.
I love that. This got me good last night. On doo-doo.
DD mega doo-doo.
Got this DM over the weekend 100 times. He got tagged in the actual video of it. And I said, all right, well, I probably need to give this a listen. And I'm glad I did. She goes by Paula Comedy on Instagram. And so she is going around. She's got a laptop in front of her. And she's telling us fans, what mental health issues we suffer from by rooting for our favorite team. Does that make sense to you, Ben? So if you root for the blank, you suffer from blank. Sure. And she pretty much is spot on. So the NL West, she broke it down into 2 parts. She starts here. You'll hear her start with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
First off, we have the LA Dodgers, and I put narcissist. You guys count that from a mile away. You guys are like the West Coast Yankees, and you're very privileged, and we all hate you. For the Padres, I put trichotillomania, which is a mental illness where you feel the need to pull out your hair out of anxiety, and I think that perfectly represents what you guys have to go through. You guys are like Scrap from the Ice Age. And every year you almost get the acorn, but then you never actually can get the acorn because the Dodgers got the acorn. Okay, I will do.
She's so good, man. She goes by Paula Comedy. Her name is Paula Kosienski. I think she's a comedian out of the Nashville area. I loved it, man. I love her delivery. I love everything about her. She's so funny. And I think she nailed it. Trichotillomania. Every year you think you're going to get the acorn, but you don't get the acorn because the Dodgers get the acorn. And I mean, she laid me out. And didn't she nail the LA Dodgers? She nailed it. Narcissist. That's what they are. They're just huge, huge narcissist, and everybody
Now I
hates
kind of
you.
want to go and watch some of the other teams.
I want to
and
see
what
every
she's got.
single
She's got one
one.
for every one of
One
them.
for
30
every
of them?
team. She is so funny. So I really, really enjoy that. Thank you to all 100 of you that sent that to me this weekend.
And that is don't and do this for a Monday. Little bonus do this for a Queen's University of Charlotte who qualified for the NCAA tournament. First year of eligibility, kind of like UCSD did last year, which is pretty impressive. But it's also their last year of eligibility because they're combining with Elon College next year on like one sports team. So it's their one and only year that they could, as their own school, go to the NCAA tournament. And they're going after they won the Atlantic Sun tournament over the weekend. So I always love those stories.
What's the name of them?
Queen's University of Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can put them in your bracket. You can pick them for a first round upset now.
QUOC.
QUOC.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, when we come back, we will be joined. Our Monday conversation with our friend Craig Elsten, Padres Hot Tub, Chromaniacs, plenty of Padres and SDFC talk. Coming up with Craig next year with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
The concept of the Ben IT seems to be a hit so far.
Yes.
See how it plays out in execution. Are we going to be eliminating too many Ben drops?
That's the
I
thing.
don't know. Could there be a wild card spot or two after we go through the final field?
After
we're
hearing
going
those
to
16
guarantee. Let's guarantee the 4 winners prominent spots in the field,
of course.
And then if
At-large.
a couple
And
of at-large spots are available, we can't totally say you're eliminated.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you win the Ben IT, you're going to have a better chance than a team that's eliminated in the Ben IT.
Here's the thing. None of this is really that official, and we can do whatever we want.
It's nice.
He can do whatever.
We're not held
We're
to
not
the same
bound
standards,
by
yeah.
any rules or standards.
I heard that field of 16 for the Ben IT, and I go, all 16 of those absolutely could be
could
in
and
the
should
tournament.
be
of
in the
drops.
tournament. So it's going to be tough.
Just 32 team field, 16 of them are Ben
What's
drops.
exactly.
What does the original Ben and Woods charter say about the Ben IT rules?
Right.
Like we have to go back with the
We don't.
documentation.
There
of our
is
show.
none. We are set.
We have no documentation of
Do
the
whatever we
show.
want. Do whatever we want.
So we'll see how it all plays out this
Got the
week.
Cromaniac?
He's
But
ready.
it's fun.
Oh,
Oh, he's good to
there he
go.
is.
All right, let's check traffic, and then Cromaniac Craig Elsten will join us on the other side here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Rivermark Medical. Got a few things going on here. Northbound side of the 5, right before the 15, we have reports of a stalled vehicle in the center divide. Still seeing some residual slowing on the Coronado Bridge, heading over to the island. Earlier crash near the old toll plaza responsible for that. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for FlowStant, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Now let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We are joined by our friend Craig Elsten, the Cromaniac from Padres Hot Tub Podcast, and I had another getting old moment this weekend when I realized both of my kids are older than Duran Ferree, who has 3 straight clean sheets for SDFC and MLS play. Yeah, that makes me feel a little old. I'm now covering guys who are younger than my children.
It's facts. It's facts. And yet this kid is pretty darn good at soccer. It's wild. What a weekend for San Diego FC. Maybe not the most dominant performance because the finish wasn't always there for the Cromados on Saturday night. They could have easily, with a little less goalkeeping and maybe a little bit more target, been 3-0, 4-0 at Sporting KC, but 1-0 with dominant possession. And for 87 minutes, it looked like Duran Ferree was kind of a happy passenger on the bus. And then in the last 7 minutes, he's asked to make 2 huge saves to keep the 3 points on their side of the ledger. And he makes both of them no problem. So I loved what Mikey said after the match, which was like, we've seen all these things from Duran. We've seen the ability to handle the ball with his feet. We've seen his decisiveness. We've seen his communication. But the one thing that they hadn't seen yet was big saves on shots from close and medium distance. And that's exactly what Duran gave them at the end of that match.
I think Pellegrino went back to the hotel and laid in bed at night staring at the ceiling because there were a couple of opportunities he had right in front of the net. And I'm like, oh my God, please get this over with. Like, leave no doubt in this, Craig. Look, it happens. The ball does funny things. For a round ball, it sure does funny things off of these guys' feet and knees and everywhere else that it hits. But there was a couple of chances to really ice that game. They didn't get it done. But in the end, their 19-year-old, 18-year-old goalkeeper bailed them out. I thought he was fantastic. And we talked to Darren about this last Friday. What do you do if you're Mikey Varis? You just keep riding this kid even into this CONCACAF tournament, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we talked about in the postgame show, the Cromaniacs postgame show on Saturday night, which you can find on YouTube. Like, now you almost have to, but I would not be surprised at all if on Wednesday night we saw Pablo Cisniega out there. Just somebody who, because Toluca coming in on Wednesday in the CONCACAF Champions Cup is one of the world's best teams.
Yeah.
They're considered the best team in all of CONCACAF. So this is a team that rested a lot of their regulars over the weekend in Liga MX and won 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah. And guess who they rested a lot of their regulars for? Us. So on Wednesday.
Would it be probably it's layered, I would imagine, but hey man, like Ferree's been so good in MLS so far. Like we don't need to ruin this kid's confidence against one of the best teams that has the potential to go out and score 6 goals against us. And also we want to get Pablo some work. He's got more skins on the wall, so to speak. I mean, it's probably a layered answer.
It is. And, the question I think is more interesting for the rest of the field players as well, because this is a Wednesday match coming up after a Saturday night with a Saturday in Dallas to follow with a Wednesday in Toluca to follow that. So this is a really congested, string of fixtures for SDFC. It's going to lead them into necessary rotations in the lineup. Is goalkeeper the most necessary out of the group? Probably not, but I still wouldn't be surprised to see them play it that way and have Cisniega kind of be the CONCACAF goalkeeper for SDFC and Duran the MLS goalkeeper. Either way, Mikey has, in his own words, built a big squad, and either guy he throws out there, none of us are going to be that surprised.
So, Craig, let me ask you before we wrap up our SDFC talk, and I know what Mikey Varis would say. Hey, we go out to win every single game. We're going to try to score goals. We never don't try to win. Truth Serum and Mikey Varis, what's a good result against Toluca in this 2-game series? I mean, winning is not out of the question, but it's unlikely that they're going to be able to beat them aggregate twice, having to go to 8,000 plus feet in Mexico next week. You're hoping for a very close match at home, and then maybe something weird happens next week? Or what are you looking for?
I would be looking for the team to put their best foot forward at home on Wednesday and play a competitive match, and not just have the doors blown off for nothing or something like that. If you go out there and you play a tough competitive match at home, even if it was a 0-0, a 1-1, something that doesn't augur well for you winning the tie when you go back to Toluca, it would still be a good result to show here at home. I mean, this is moving up in weight class, taking on Toluca. There's no team in MLS as good as Toluca. Not really that close. So I think this is the ultimate kind of yardstick. SDSU's playing number one would be a cross analogy, sort of, right? When maybe they were a 20th ranked team and you're playing the number one team. It's one of those games where, can you be competitive? Can you stay in it? Is it a match in the second half? Is it up for grabs? Is there everything to play for in the second half? That would be incredibly exciting for SDFC, because it would be telling you this team can hang with the very, very best.
Yeah, like almost a moral victory, if you will.
You'll never hear Mikey say that.
Never. But I think that's exactly what you're looking for. Let's pivot a little bit, talking to our pal Craig Elsten here, talk a little baseball. Craig, I know it's spring training and it ebbs and flows and all that, but I have to be fairly optimistic. I was able to watch most of the game yesterday, and the guys that I need to take really good at bats are taking really good at bats right now, and that makes me very happy. The guys that I needed on Friday to come out and pitch pretty well, pitched pretty well, and that makes me happy. And we'll, of course, have another one of those guys today in Randy Vasquez. Where do you line up?
I think during the WBC, you are getting the opportunity for some guys to stretch out. Obviously, the funny game that I paid attention to the most over the weekend was when the wind was blowing out and they put up 12 runs in the second inning against Seattle.
That was incredible.
I was watching that one. That was a lot of fun. Cronenworth is playing really well. Merrill seems to be taking the right kind of ABs, like you said. Castellanos, Andujar, these are guys that are, intriguing and are going to be counted on. Fermin has looked great. Camposano, I don't know.
Yeah, Campy's struggling. Sheets has looked really well, really good. The eye looks good. I mean, the bomb yesterday was beautiful. Great AB from him. I'm encouraged, and but again, realizing that it is in fact spring training.
And something I've said for a long time, and I know Ben has heard me. I don't count spring training stats at all. I literally don't count them at all. So, Johnny Roscoe's will live in my mind forever from 2000 spring training. So the only thing I really care about spring training is, are you healthy?
Yeah.
So the idea that Nick Pivetta, it's routine. It's, a little arm fatigue, but it's no big deal. That's what you say in spring training until you get to the last week of spring training. And then you go, you know what? Not quite ready. Precautionary. Maybe we'll start him on the injured list, and then you start to worry. Anything that happens to the top three starters for the San Diego Padres is going to have a major effect on their ability to get over 85 wins, and get into playoff territory. Yeah. So I'm watching King, Pivetta, and Musgrove to see, can these guys be healthy and effective? And that's still, to me, the single biggest X factor for this team.
It is fair, because while, I was calming everyone down earlier going, dead arm phase in spring training happens to just about everyone. That's why they call it the dead arm phase of spring training. The Padres do not have margin for error in their pitching staff. If you just wipe Nick Pivetta out and said, guess he's not going to be with us this year, because that happens in baseball. You lose pitchers for the year. Padres lost Joe Musgrove all of last year. If you lose him for the year, it really changes the complexion of the season quite a bit for the San Diego Padres. Now you're relying on a couple of those guys at the back end: Herman Marquez, Marco Gonzalez, Walker Buehler.
It's nice to
make
have
a lot
them.
More starts.
It's nice to have them, in case, but you don't want to roll the whole season like that.
And that's just where we are, and today begins our 3-week journey to opening day on the Padres Hot Tub Podcast. This is something we've done for years and years now. We do 3 straight weekly shows, and we start with worst case scenario. So today is the pessimism podcast, and then next week will be the optimism podcast with all of our best case scenarios. We'll wind up with actual predictions 3 weeks from now. But, when you think worst case scenario for the Padres this year, it's not this is going to sound weird. It's not that they have a losing season. That wouldn't be the actual worst case scenario. That would be really bad.
Yeah.
It'd be really bad. It wouldn't be good at all. But if there's one thing that the Padres do have on this team, it's guys who are probably not going to be here next year, like a Pivetta, like a King, guys who have options, guys who can move along, that the Padres could move at a trade deadline to rebalance. But if those guys are hurt or ineffective, then you don't have anything to sell at the deadline. Then you're bad without the ability to pivot. And that would be the worst case scenario to me for the Padres. So I'm really hoping that Michael King and Nick Pivetta are good and lead the Padres to the playoffs. But if things go wrong, and you always have to plan, right? If things go wrong, the contingency of these are assets that we can use to reconfigure to get better in 2027, that goes away if they're not on the mound for you.
That is a weird, we'll have to put some thought into that. Like, who are guys that could be sellable assets at the trade deadline?
I don't want to get there yet.
Ramon Laureano, if he's having a good year. 1 year contract guys, rentals. You don't want to go down that road because you want to be adding at the trade deadline. But Craig is right. Yeah, I guarantee you, AJ, Josh Stein, they have these conversations. Like, okay, well, what if things don't go our way this year? What are our options? What are our outs? And it's always a good reminder, Craig. That's why we bring you on. You've just got that good perspective, both ends of it. Appreciate it as always, and we will talk to you again next Monday.
You bet, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll
Thanks,
see you
brother.
on Monday.
There he is, Craig Elsten, Cro-Maniacs, Padres Hot Tub Podcast, and you get their 3 weeks of season previews. Could we do a pessimistic preview? I don't know that we have it in us.
I do.
You do the worst case scenario preview of the San Diego Padres?
Do it. I can do it literally next segment if you wanted to. I mean, it's innate in me to do that.
And 162.
No, I mean, not anything ridiculous, but I could do absolutely a pessimistic take. I honestly, last year I had them at 81 and 81. A little bit of that was to protect my peace. But the other part was like, I'm looking and I'm like, I think they're 85, and I had them at 81 and 81, kind of as a bit, but kind of not. So I could do a pessimistic Padres take.
It's so hard to predict injuries,
but I'm excited. I mean, if you ask me today how I feel about the San Diego Padres as they stand today, I'm really excited to get the season going. I'm like
more
what I see so
optimistic
far
than I was at the start of spring training. I am more optimistic now from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe, those are spring training colored glasses.
Well, give it time. Guys coming out with dead arm, guys, taking a day off for fatigue. These are all
I feel
things.
like there's been more good news than bad news
So far,
in spring training so far is what I'm saying.
Still got 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, buddy. Long time to go.
Long time to go. And, the Nick Pivetta thing is not nothing.
Yeah, it's not nothing.
So we'll keep an eye on that. We will come back. We got 2 more hours. Take on Woods, Reindl Report, and more still ahead here on The Fan.
Oh, yeah, we're halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Trichotillomaniacs assemble here on Ben and Woods. If you missed that, really, really funny segment in Do This today. I can't wait to go back through this comedian's Instagram and watch her. She diagnoses your mental health issues based on the team that you root for. And she's really, really funny. Saw her on Instagram. Paula Kosienski is her name. And give her a follow and check out some of her content. It's pretty good. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. And Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. He joins us as well. I got an alert last night. It made me nervous for a second. I got from Apple Health. You have the Apple Health app you guys do, and many of you listening do as well. I never get these, but I got one last night. I was laying in bed. It says, I'm trending. My heart rate, my resting heart rate is trending down over the last 15 weeks. Oh,
that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Went from 75 beats a minute to 67 beats a minute.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, right? And so I'm reading this going, wait, this is a good thing, yes? And it says, it indicates better heart health and cardiovascular fitness. An increase in resting heart rate at times may be normal and expected, such as during an illness or pregnancy. But it gave me, it was like, hey, man, here's the graph. Because I wear, the tracking watch, and it said I've brought it down. I'm like, the hard work is paying off, and I just wanted people to know, it's not to brag, that you can make changes too. It's out there if you just put in the work a little bit. So I was very pleased by that result that I got from Apple Health. And you're the one that told me stop tracking your sleep, and it's such good advice. I've followed it to a T. I take this watch off at night. And I take it into the bathroom and I plug it I move the charger into the bathroom and I just leave it there. So I'm not tempted to track my sleep. And if I wake up and I'm tired, it's just because I'm tired, And so I don't have to look immediately. Sleep score 12. You're going to die today if you don't get more rest. So it really was good advice.
And look, you're getting healthier.
And I'm getting healthier. So I was very pleased by that. My heart rate has come down, a little less stressed than I was.
I would say that a low heart rate, which I've never really had, is one of the more exciting fitness goals.
100%.
I mean, it's just good fitness to have a lower heart rate, but you always hear about the best athletes.
The low heartbeat.
Are the low heart rate guys, like who can really slow it down, especially in big moments when they do those. Occasionally they have their trackers on them, and like you'll see the fans in the stands are 110 beats because they're but the guy down there 61, he's absolutely
he's
cold
at the plate.
As ice.
Yeah, he's at the plate, locked in, huge spot. He's got the tracker.
I don't know
on.
If Manny wears an Apple Watch, but
you got to track his heartbeat.
My guess is he's got one
61
of
beats
the
a
lower
minute.
Heart rates in baseball.
I don't. Yeah, and it said 15 weeks, and I go, okay, yeah, that's about right when. Started getting a lot more serious about it. And so I said, it's just nice to see what a valuable little insight to get last night. And what it does is it makes me want to go harder. You know what I mean? I get that and I go, okay, I'm on the right track. It's nice to hear sometimes that you're on the right track.
My heart rate's probably up a tiny bit after yesterday because, I exercised a lot. 18 holes of golf. I went to my trainer.
Did you walk it or ride
I did a 30-minute Peloton. I rode knowing I had still had trainer and Peloton later in the day. But you get a lot of steps in even when you're golfing. But I also knew, because my buddy Scott was in town, fancy dinner last night.
Oh.
We went out.
Where'd you eat?
New place in the La Jolla area by UTC called Fleurette. French restaurant. Modern French. There was a lot of butter involved.
Brand new.
It is brand new.
Yeah, I have heard good things about this.
It was quite good, quite modern. Kind of in a office building space. I had trouble finding it.
Does he only eat at like Michelin star restaurants every night?
They like fancy restaurants for sure. But it was quite good.
What'd you have?
We tried a lot of everything. Our main dishes were the Dover sole and the Wagyu beef duo.
Was the Marvelous Muncher there?
I did not see the Marvelous Muncher. But there was caviar on things, like the leeks that we had were outstanding. But there was definitely a lot of butter and a lot of richness, as is the case with French food.
How many calories you guess?
I don't know. I probably at least 1,800 calories at dinner. And they were small portions.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that was saving me. And we were sharing them among 3 people. Me, Scott, and his wife was there. So even though we ordered 2 entrees, and they were not huge, but they were pretty good, pretty delicious. I don't need a lot of French food, but that is the gastronomic gold standard, of course. The French know what they're doing.
It's the best food I've ever eaten in my life is when I went to Paris. And I salivate thinking about the steak frites that I had there. I salivate. I literally will start drooling like you reading a Trajan wealth spot. It's just an incredible culinary experience for a guy that, I'm happy at BJ's Brew House. It doesn't matter to me. But that place was unbelievable. I've heard nothing but good things about that restaurant. Very fancy, though.
I believe it's from the same chef as Cali down by the ballpark, which has been popular for like 2 or 3 years now. So yeah, it was definitely worth. I got lost actually getting there, which is very rare for me in San Diego because I knew exactly where it was, could not figure out how to get in. And ended up circling for like 8 minutes trying to figure out where on earth is this restaurant. It's right off Loyola Village Drive. Like, shouldn't be that hard to find yet. I could not find it, but it is there, and it's worth finding if you can snag a table. Pretty tasty.
Well, it's interesting you bring this up because the 3 of us got a text last night from one Jesse Agler.
That's right.
Of the San Diego Padres. You'll know him. You hear him here on 97.3 The Fan. Texted us yesterday at 4:41 p.m. Hey, did you guys blow up the barbecue place in Peoria?
Not literally.
Not blow it up. Yeah. But he says, Tony and I are trying to take Dave Marcus for his birthday, and it's overflowing with Padre fans. LOL. And Paulie says, oh, yeah, we might have mentioned how good it was a time or 2 on the show. What was the name of it again?
Caldwell County Barbecue.
Caldwell County Barbecue. It's in Peoria, like old downtown
Caldwell
Peoria.
County.
Simply the best. Ben says, yes. My trainer said today she knows like 6 Padre fans who are heading there based on our visit.
She told me that she was going like, I know this person, they're all going to Peoria, and they're all going to that barbecue spot you mentioned on the show.
Guy we used to play ball with, our boy Hector, texted me, what's the name of that place? So I told him. I had to go back through my texts and find it because I didn't remember it. And he goes, all right, we're going there tonight. So Jesse says, well, very nice of you all, but also, GD, guys, come on.
Because they ran out of meat. They're done. Yes. They closed. And they got there, and it was, I think, a big line.
Yeah, they were missing a couple of items by the time we had gotten there.
Yeah.
And he said, and Ben said, sorry, it's almost as if companies should pay us to advertise for them. That would be a cool concept if that happened. So, yeah, he goes, everyone here is wearing Padres Merrill jerseys. So they were there blowing it up. So congratulations to Caldwell County Barbecue for your influx.
Yeah, if there's restaurants, here in the San Diego area that want to be blown up.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Very small fee.
Apparently we can get that job done for you pretty effectively. If we can do it hundreds of miles away in Arizona, we should be able to do it here, I would think.
It really was good. And David J does make a good point. He says also people in Peoria have been waiting for a good restaurant to eat for 25 years.
Correct.
It really was fantastic. I mean, and I'm a barbecue snob to be sure. And it was really, really well done.
How about this? I don't even like barbecue.
You didn't like barbecue and you liked it.
It was outstanding.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it doesn't matter. Like, my opinion means nothing because, again, I don't go out for barbecue very often.
Yeah.
And I haven't been where the good barbecue is in the country, but that was the best barbecue I've had to this point.
It was spectacular. And a lot of people going to check it out. So you guys are welcome. You're welcome.
Now, did we find out if they ever made it to get food, or did they have to go somewhere else?
I did not find out. I didn't ask.
I felt bad. I pictured
up.
Jesse and Tony standing there with Dave Marcus trying to celebrate his birthday and getting there and looking at the line and going, we're going to have to go somewhere else. This isn't going to work. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, it was fairly crowded. It wasn't that bad when we got there, but we asked for burnt ends. He's like, oh, we ran out of burnt ends like 7 hours ago, man. The lunch crowd just wiped us out. So, yeah, it's really, really tasty. I hope it stays in business for another year till we get out there again. I don't think I'll be in Peoria until fantasy camp, but when I'm out there, definitely going to hit it up again. So if you're heading out for spring training, check that place out.
Padres are playing the Texas Rangers today.
Rangers.
With manager Skip Schumacher in tow, headed over to the Peoria Sports Complex.
I was texting with him this morning a little bit.
How are you?
Yeah, he's
How's
excited.
He doing?
He's doing great.
Job.
He asked if I said, good luck today. He asked if we were still out there. I said, we've been home.
The Texas Rangers
We've been home for weeks.
Can you imagine if we were still out there? I mean, Sammy's still out there. He'll join us in our next hour, spring training Sammy.
You saying that just gave me the pea shivers. I mean, my wife would leave me if we were still out there from when we went. I'm like, yeah, we're just interviewing who today? What are we doing?
That's 2 weeks ago now that we did our first show
2 weeks
at spring training of 3, which were spectacular.
There is no.
If we were out there for like a month, would every show be like that? We just have like the same 5, 6, 7 guests a day.
Keep cycling in
what
every
do you
single day.
want? What do you need from me today that you couldn't get yesterday?
Right.
It would be the most boring shows of all time. I'd lose my mind.
I'm worried that we're going to have to interview Craig Stammen one more time before the season starts.
Before the season. So what the hell do you ask?
We've now talked to him 3
6
or 4
times.
times at least since he was hired.
When he was hired.
And he still hasn't managed a game yet in his major league career. Not one. It's only so many things we can ask him at this point.
Call in the day after the first game against the Tigers. That's when I want to talk to him the most. That Friday, we come in. I'll be a little hungover, as I usually am. And then we will talk to Craig. That's the day I would like to talk to Craig after the first game against Tarek Skubal, most likely, and the Detroit Tigers.
Did you see Craig Stammen was asked this weekend about the possibility of getting ejected?
Yes.
And he said, never been ejected from a baseball game in his life. But he admitted he did get ejected from an intramural flag football game.
That part I didn't see. I heard him talking about covering his mouth so that John Boyd can't read.
He also mentioned that he didn't want to get John Boyd up.
Schulte got John Boyd a madman last year.
So he's going to plan, and John Boyd got a hold of that. So he's going to, but he said when he was playing intramural flag football, he got mad at the referee, got ejected, had to write a letter to the intramural director, who happened to be a friend of his, to be reinstated to be able to be allowed to play intramural flag football again.
So this is college.
This is college.
Intramural.
Yes.
Just dorm v. dorm,
right.
Most likely.
It's one of your dorm mates is probably the ref.
He is. And then your commissioner is also one of your dorm mates.
Right.
And then you get booted. How pissed did he get?
It's a reminder to me that even the seemingly most friendly, mild-mannered of professional athletes, they almost all have an incredibly large competitive edge, more than most normal people will ever understand. You're much more competitive than I am, for sure,
yes.
But pretty much anyone who gets to that level, their level of competition is kind of insane.
The difference is they learn how to harness it.
Yes.
They know how to harness it, use it for good instead of using it for bad. And which is just one of the many things that separates me from a professional athlete. That's one of the long list. But yeah, using it for motivation, using it for mental
but not
strength.
letting it tear them down when they lose, because you know you're going to lose a ton.
Correct.
And if you let it devastate you every single time, that's not useful. But they do, and you see that when they compete in other things as well, like a game of ping pong or something. You see 2 professional athletes go at it. It's totally different than watching 2 normal people.
That's exactly.
And they may not be good at ping pong.
No, but they're gonna.
But you can see like their focus and intensity when they're competing in something is at a different level. It's a very common trait.
Remember Michael Jordan with the quarter flips in the green room? Him and that guy going at it for $100 a pop, flipping quarters, like psychotically flipping quarters. Like it's Michael Jordan.
It's Michael Jordan.
Makes sense.
More of the guys, even the female athletes now you cover, they have an extra level of competition that many of us do not possess.
I love it. All right, let's go to break.
All right, we will come back and play a little Take on Woods, first game of the week, and we have a brand new monthly grand prize, a trip to the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and a $150 resort credit when you are there. So if you're interested in a trip to Las Vegas and would like to take on Woods in music, TV, or movie trivia, you can call us now at 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. First game of the week. First chance to qualify for a brand new grand prize coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Speaking of drool worthy, yes, in sports, you never rely on one angle. You watch the replay. You get a second look. Your retirement plan deserves the same attention. That's why Trajan Wealth offers a second opinion approach. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors review your current strategy, if you even have one. Didn't have much of a strategy myself. Help identify risks, inefficiencies, or opportunities you may not even know are there. I was paying extra fees on an old 401k. I didn't even know I was paying. Got much better rate, better investments from Trajan Wealth. Sometimes it's not about starting over. It's just making smarter adjustments. Trajan Wealth has offices in San Diego, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. They work with people who want clarity and confidence moving forward. If you've been meaning to double check your plan, now's a good time. Call 619-367-0207. That's 619-367-0207. Or learn more at trajanwealth.com. That's trajanwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday.
Why can't I get right?
Get right?
Yeah, why can't I get right? Can't get right.
Oh, your time change. You are more affected by the time
Then
change
jet lag.
than just about anybody I know.
I swear to God. I felt
a little more tired when I got up this morning. I had my coffee and I'm doing okay, but you just cannot get over
Can't shake
that
it,
hour.
man.
So we still shake it. I mean, I'm already. Yeah, I think I'm already over it. Like technically, our body clock is still 7:23 a.m.
Yeah, right. Yeah. When we get that hour back in like November, do you feel just impossibly good that next week? Like
so
I
happy.
am just so amazingly good with that extra hour I got.
My answer is unequivocally
you don't
yes.
have to lose an hour of sleep. You could use lose an hour of awake too. It doesn't have to
go to bed early.
Like going to bed an hour earlier.
How on the play? All right, good night, guys. I'll see you later. Go F yourselves. Good luck brushing your own teeth and wiping your own asses. I'm going to bed. It doesn't work that way.
Sorry.
There's no chance.
It is harder with kids.
9 o'clock last night. I hear, I go, what is that noise? I hear click, click, click. Taylor's been playing with his tackle box. He has a tackle box because why wouldn't he have a tackle box?
Like a fishing tackle box.
Tackle box. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I can't sleep. I'm like,
those hooks are incredibly sharp.
There's no hooks in there, obviously. It's basically a tackle box without the tackle.
All right.
Yeah.
Even that fishing line can be dangerous.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I think he likes to wrap it around his finger to make his finger turn purple. I just can't get my head right.
It's not a children's toy at all.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, you want to play a little Take on Woods?
Let's get. I'm sure I'm going to be dominant.
Yeah, this is a good day to take on Woods, apparently. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. Contestants on the line. Let's try. Is this Jamie?
Yes, sir.
Jamie, would you like to take on Woods?
I'm his favorite umpire. I would love to.
All right, here we go. You can be the first qualifier for our brand new March grand prize. It is a trip for two. A 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas, $150 resort credit. March is here. Fontainebleau Las Vegas, place to catch every game. High-energy watch parties with expansive screens, great food and drinks, exclusive room rates, plus the pools and day clubs are open. Book your stay today at FontainebleauLasVegas.com. All right, Woods has left the studio. You get to choose between our music, TV, or movie categories. Music, Dropping the Needle, still there. Influential DJs. TV, Hanging with the Fam, TV shows with the word family in their title. And our new movie category is Girl Power, 5 movies with the word girl in the title. So Dropping the Needle music, Hanging with the Fam, TV, or Girl Power movies. Jamie, what would you like to play?
Let's go Hanging with the Fam.
Hanging with the Fam. All right, the TV category for today. Never Woods' strong suit, especially with him suffering through the time change. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 as you can. If you don't know an answer, you can say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second theme song. Paulie will play you the theme song of a popular television show. You need to identify the show simply by the theme song to get that one right. Jamie, are you ready to play?
I am, sir.
Right, you go first. Woods goes second. You beat or tie him, we'll put you into the drawing for the Fontainebleau Las Vegas. Again, the category is Hanging with the Fam. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second theme song. Good luck, Jamie. Let's take on Woods.
Without us,
Which 1964 series that spawned a movie franchise follows Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, and Pugsley in their mansion at 0001 Cemetery Lane?
The Addams Family.
Correct. Steve Harvey is the host of which long-running game show that saw Richard Dawson holding the original stick mic?
Family Feud.
Correct. Which groundbreaking 1970s sitcom on CBS starred Carol O'Connor as the narrow-minded working-class patriarch Archie Bunker? Which ABC Friday night sitcom from the 90s centered on the Winslows, a black middle-class family in Chicago with a very annoying neighbor named Steve Urkel?
Family Matters.
Correct. Go back to our 2-second theme song.
Without us,
That.
Which groundbreaking 1970s sitcom on CBS starred Carol O'Connor as the narrow-minded working-class patriot? Oh, we got 3. That was All in the Family. And Family Ties was our 2-second theme song. You got The Addams Family, Family Feud, and Family Matters. So is 3 going to be enough? Hang on the line, Jamie. Let's bring Woods back into the studio. Going to be tough in your current state because it's a television category. Never your favorite. Remember, we start with the 2-second theme song, so you got to identify the show based on just the theme song. I don't know how you're going to do here. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Jamie.
Without us,
You know the theme song. You know the show.
Pass.
Which 1964 series that spawned a movie franchise follows
Is that
Gomez?
Family Ties?
It was.
Okay.
Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday.
Addams Family.
Correct. Steve Harvey's the host of which long-running game show that saw Richard Dawson?
Family Feud.
Correct. Which groundbreaking 1970s sitcom on CBS starred Carol O'Connor?
All in the Family.
Correct. Which ABC Friday night sitcom from the 90s centered on the Winslows?
Family.
A black middle-class family in Chicago with a very annoying neighbor named Steve Urkel.
Is it called...
Which ABC Friday night sitcom from the 90s centered on the Winslows? Okay, you know it.
Why can't I think of this? Family Matters.
Wow, 5 out of 5. Nicely done. And you win 5-3. I did not know. That was called Hanging with the Fam.
Low heartbeat, guys.
Well done. You got the theme song, too. Family Ties.
I love
Michael
that
J.
show.
Fox.
Yeah. Mallory. I love
Justine
Mallory.
Bateman as Mallory.
Great show. Great show. That was wasn't Boner in that show?
Richard Stabone. No, he was in
he was in Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. He was Kirk Cameron.
Hey, what should we
his
call
friend.
this guy? I got an idea. How about Boner? So that every kid in middle school can laugh forever. What if we go with like Eddie or something? No. We're gonna go with
Richard Stabone.
Stabone.
That was his nickname, was Boner.
Call him Richard Stabile and call him the Beal. Like, why do you have to have Boner in there? Boner. I mean,
the 80s.
Remember, it was the 80s, which was like, that was like, you would like call people that. And now you just have a guy named Boner on your show.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like a mental, you know, it used to be like more of a common phrase. You feel like you have a mental stumbling block.
Yes. Like, you made a mistake.
Yeah.
What a huge boner.
Exactly. You would say that. Totally. Like you make a mental mistake. And that's what you would call it.
Yeah. Yeah, Max is because it's a cheap laugh. It's exactly right. I know that every time it came on, I saw it as a kid. I laughed every time. I'm like, oh my God, it's Boner walking in.
All right, I'll throw a new TV category in for tomorrow. We'll try again to qualify someone for the trip to the
Boner.
Fontainebleau.
Remember the guy? What was the guy's name in Sopranos? His buddy that he ends up whacking out.
Big Pussy Bompancero?
That's right. That was the one.
That was his name.
He was a rat.
In the end, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry if you haven't seen it yet.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. All right, when we come back, let's go back and talk some more Padres because we didn't really get into some of the pitching performances from earlier in the weekend, which are, I mean, what a competition right now for the last spot or so in the Padres rotation. Everybody seems to be stepping up. And they're going to make this a tough call for A.J. Preller and Craig Stammen. We'll get to all of that coming up next with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
More about it with Sammy Levitt coming up at the top of the hour. Spring training Sammy will join us on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. But we did see some good pitching performances on Friday from both German Marquez and Marco Gonzalez. Each threw 3 shutout innings for the San Diego Padres. Each are intriguing possibilities to join the rotation. And after we talked with Sammy last week, I saw AJ Cassavell and I believe Kevin Acee both kind of followed up on what the contract statuses are for some of those pitchers. Like German Marquez, he's got a major league deal. He can't be sent down without his permission. Walker Buehler can opt out of his deal if he doesn't get a major league deal. So
German Marquez can be sent down if he says, fine, send me down.
But he can say no, and
he
then
can say no
a free agent
and go catch on somewhere else.
Right. Marco Gonzalez cannot. They can send him down, but eventually he can get an opt-out, I believe, if another team will put him on the big league roster. We were starting to get a little clarification, but that'll lead to some tough decisions. If everyone continues to pitch well at spring training, how do you decide who to keep and who you might have to let go?
I don't know.
It's tough.
I really don't know. I mean, again, nothing against those guys, but is there Is there a, if Herman Marquez says, no, I won't go down to AAA El Paso or whatever, somebody will snatch him up, guaranteed?
Not guaranteed.
Walker Buehler, if he opts out, somebody will snatch him up, Marco Gonzalez.
She'd feel awful if someone did, and then they ended up having a really good season, and you go,
it'd be
why
terrible.
did we let him go?
And do you let him go because Kyle Hart and Logan Gillespie are pitching well? And you know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's got to be the right decision, man. It's tough. And, I think you can manipulate things. And again, Benny, I'm just so hesitant.
There can be some injury list manipulation.
I'm hesitant to even talk about it because you still have 2.5 weeks left until opening day, where we've already seen one guy with a dead arm and another guy with fatigue. And you just never know. So I think the one thing I have learned is that it always works itself out. I never once do I remember a time was like, oh, we just had to let 4 starting pitchers walk.
Fair.
Oh my God.
It's fair.
I can't think of a time when that happened. But trades and things like that are potential,
you just want to make the right decision. That's with whatever decisions are coming up.
That's the biggest thing.
You want to make the right ones. It'll be the biggest decisions that AJ Preller has to make this spring.
So far, yeah.
What he's going to do about his overflow of pitchers at the end of March.
Yeah, and it's not just in the rotation. It's in the bullpen as well. I mean, Ron Marinaccio has been pitching great.
Really, for a Team Italy, looking really good.
Pitching great.
Alec Jacobs been pitching great.
Alec Jacobs been pitching phenomenally. So you've got, how many guys in the bullpen?
You get 8 if you have 5 starters. Padres have like
12,
options
13 guys
for their bullpen.
That El Paso bullpen is going to be stacked.
Filthy. Now, some of those guys have options. So,
yes.
But again, it's.
But are you just sending them all down? Well, we're sending all the option guys down because they have options.
Yes.
But you want to have the best guys on your team. You don't want to.
The answer, I think, the answer is unequivocally yes. You have to send JP Sears down. He's got to start down. Even if he dominates his last 2 starts, like, sorry, bro, you're starting in El Paso because you have options. You're almost out of this period of your Major League Baseball career. It's not going to be this way forever. But you have an option. I got to take it because I can get Herman Marquez or Walker Buehler on this roster. I have to take it. And I think those guys understand the business of it.
It's going to be interesting.
Not ideal.
Coming up. We'll talk more about it with Spring Training Sammy. This hour on Ben and Woods, brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now. Say radio for a free month of service. We'll check traffic. And then Paulie's got some Reindl Report headlines. And there is a lot of stuff we've missed already on the show today. Next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Hamul Casino. Well, they're waiting for a large tow truck to help out with this stalled semi southbound side of the 805, just past the 8. It's partially in the slow lane, so take it extra carefully there. Other than that, things are winding down pretty nicely all around the county. Hey, player, the all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all for you. Enjoy a super luxe hotel experience, a super secret speakeasy, an indulgent spa, and an epic rooftop pool. Book your experience at HamulCasino.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Happy Monday.
Get started here in the NFL. I'm actually going to ask if Ben can Ben-splain a little bit, if you're able to. Tampering in the NFL. And we talk about tampering in the NBA a little bit as well. The NFL free agency opens in about 15 minutes, I believe, 9 o'clock this morning, or unless it was 9 o'clock Eastern, in which it's already open. But heading into the weekend, we saw all of these reports, a lot of reports in the NFL about signings that were about to happen or, sources confirmed.
If you go to ESPN.com,
it's
Let's say there's 10 stories. 8 of them just say they start with sources.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these guys are getting new deals.
Nothing official until this morning,
Right.
But yet all of the teams are able to negotiate and report and work out all of these contracts.
No, actually, they're able to start negotiating this morning.
So you can negotiate.
They can't be official until 4 o'clock or 1 o'clock our time on Wednesday.
Right.
Okay.
Now, you can reach an agreement in the next 2 days, and the guy can change his mind. It has happened before, before 4 o'clock. Other teams can keep calling you. You can say, hey, we can announce it. We can say we've reached terms with so-and-so. He's going to sign, but they can still call you until 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Until you've signed that deal, they can change your mind. So nothing's official until Wednesday.
It gets a little confusing sometimes. We talked last week, I should say, about guys that were getting cut because of dead money, cap money.
Well,
they're
getting their ducks in a row, to be sure. Tua this morning.
That was the big one from today.
Walked in this morning and saw that Tua as they've cut him.
The Dolphins informed him of his release or his upcoming release.
$99.2 million in dead money against the salary cap, an NFL record. Congratulations.
They can spread that over 2 years.
Yeah.
But that still means that they are going to be short $50 million on their cap
and now
for 2 straight years.
So
draft really well.
He's owed $50 million over a year over 2 years. But if he signs with another team, does he still get that $50 million from the Dolphins?
Not the cap money and the guaranteed money are kind of different things.
Yep.
He's probably been paid most of that, like signing bonus and stuff.
Whatever was guaranteed to him.
So this year will be a $67.4 million dead hit against the cap. Next year will be a 31.8, which will feel like they just got out of prison.
It's
like
just,
after 67.
It is crippling to a franchise when you think you have your franchise quarterback and he's in line for the next, highest contract ever in the NFL history. And then he's not the right guy.
They gave him this extension, 2 years left on his on this deal.
Yeah.
$54 million in guaranteed money in 26, minus any salary he makes from another team.
Got it.
So
there we go.
He was pretty exciting and promising, and then the concussions started to happen, and that changed some things. They couldn't let him run nearly as much, and he became a different player, and now he's not in their plans. Now you say, well, why would you get rid of him when it's that huge of a cap hit? If you have him on your team and you don't want him and you're not using him, you're still paying that money against the cap, and now you've just got an extra player that you don't want. So they want to move on, find a new quarterback, take their lumps over the next couple of years in salary cap, and go in a different direction.
And then I think the other biggest name in the NFL over the weekend, at least, was Max Crosby. Going to be switching teams, switching jerseys. He was trying to figure this out. He was traded from the Raiders to the Baltimore
2 first-round
Ravens
picks.
for 2 first-rounders.
Major deal. Raiders decided he didn't want to really be there anymore.
He wasn't part
Didn't
of
like Pete Carroll. I know he's gone, but they still just decided we want to go in a different direction. So they worked out a deal. 2 first-round picks are valuable, but I assume Baltimore's very excited to get Max with 2 X's Crosby.
They're trying to get back to the playoffs. They're trying to win.
Yes.
They're trying to
get their
move on to the
defensive
Super Bowl.
identity back and everything, and that helps them do so.
Coming off knee surgery, but he's a really good player.
When you're Max Crosby, the Raiders are perpetually just a couple years away.
He has a Raider tattoo, as Rod points out. Yeah, Max got the Raiders tattoo. Never get for the team that drafts you. Unless it's just part of
he was there for a while.
He was there for
part of his career.
I get it. But is he there now?
No, but he's always going to remember the
and
team that
Ravens
drafted
both start with RA. Maybe you can just
get covered up,
purpose some of the tattoo and make it say Ravens.
Johnny Depp. You know about his tattoo?
No.
It said Winona forever. And then when
Winona Ryder?
Yeah. And then when they broke up, he had it changed to Wino forever. He got rid of the NA and he still has it. Wino forever, which I thought
Winona, not forever.
Yeah. Pretty genius. Wino forever.
Not really, because he's got a tattoo that says Wino forever on his arm.
Right?
Does anyone really want to be a wino?
Is that an insult anymore?
I think so. That's such a wino.
That girl's a wino. I haven't heard that in
if
a
you
while.
like wine, that's fine. But I would say I'm a wine connoisseur, an enophile.
An enophile.
I don't think I would just say I'm a wino.
Man, you are such a wino. We need to bring that back as some wino was walking down the street. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I always think watching cartoons when I was a kid. There was a guy with a jug
with an X on it.
That's
Yeah,
what a
the
wino
jugs.
looks like. Disheveled suit.
No, I think that was
XXX jug.
I think that was
Moonshine
moonshine. I do.
yeah.
I think that was a moonshine. Why no?
We'll continue. We talked earlier about the San Diego State men's team getting ready for the Mountain West tournament later this weekend, and the women's side did not go well for the Lady Aztecs.
Man.
They've had such a good season, such a fun season. They went 25-5 overall. They went 19-1 in conference play here in the Mountain West. And how bad is the Mountain West? Well, it's so bad that 19-1, winning your conference by 4 games. Their season's over because they lost in the Mountain West tournament to Air Force, and
the 9 seed in the first game.
It was a bad loss. It was a horrific loss, but they went 19-1 in the conference play. Out in 1 game in the tournament, and they will not be getting an at-large
no
bid.
chance in an at-large bid. They could go to the NIT or a postseason tournament at some point. They probably will. But last year they pulled the same thing. They upset, who was it, New Mexico or whatever in the finals.
Yeah,
they got to go.
They were the upset.
They were the upsetters. This time they're the upsettees in the Mountain West tournament. That's too bad.
And then we'll wrap it up. Very sportsy, but wanted to play this audio for you guys. Benny, you sent this over. I think this was on Friday night, the actual game.
Yeah, no one was making a big deal out of this. And I'm going to go, am I the only one hearing this? So you can all judge for
I saw a
yourselves.
little on Twitter about it. Yeah.
So this was Team Netherlands taking on Nicaragua on Friday night. Now it's the bottom of the 9th inning. You guys know baseball, right? Okay. Let me just lay out this scenario.
Yes.
Bottom of the 9th. Netherlands is down 3-1 with 2 outs and 2 men on.
That's when you'd say you got the winning run at the plate.
Winning run is at the plate.
And if he were to, I don't know, throw it out there, hit a home run,
right?
The game's over.
We call that a
that's
walk-off
a 3-run
home run.
walk-off home run. Listen to this call. I think my man did not realize that it was the end of the game.
Yep.
And Alves, deep drive, right center field, down to their last breath. The kingdom of the Netherlands takes the lead.
Wait, but he said down to their last breath.
They technically did take the lead, but that's a walk-off.
That's a walk-off.
I think he thought, though, that who were they playing? Nicaragua.
I
think Nicaragua was going to have another at-bat.
Yes, he must have thought it was
the bottom of the 9th. The players are walking off
it was
the
the top of the 9th, and they were down to their last breath in the top of the 9th, and they just took the lead. But the game, that didn't sound like the game was over. And then a few seconds later,
it's the bottom of the 9th.
He thought it was the top of the 9th.
I think he thought it was the top.
Or the bottom of the 8th.
But the bottom of the 8th wouldn't have been their last breath.
No, it's
because
not
they would have had another inning.
Yeah, another
still.
inning.
So he must have thought it was the top of the 9th.
And Alves, deep drive,
top 9.
right center field, down to their last breath. The kingdom of the Netherlands takes the lead.
It's the lead is where he really blew it.
And a walk-off.
There we go.
Well, once they're all streaming onto the field.
Some guy's in his ear too.
There was like 6 seconds of dead air there, and then he goes, and it's a walk-off.
That's a walk-off. No. Oops. Happens to the best of them.
All right, we'll come back. Spring training Sammy will check in. We'll also have our biggest fan announcement. Another week of our contest to enter into the suite drawing. All coming up on Better Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Woods on a Monday. We've had a lot to get to. We will be joined momentarily by spring training Sammy with more from Peoria, Arizona. I want to get an update on Jason Adam. I saw him doing a little PFP this weekend. That's pitchers fielding practice, which is a good sign that Jason Adam may be ready for the start of the season. If he can do that, we know he's pitching fine already.
Yep.
If he can field his position, he was running over covering first on ground balls and stuff, then he might be ready to go in the bullpen by opening day, which would be quite the turnaround after suffering that injury late in the season last year. Was it an Achilles or was it the knee ligament?
Knee?
Yeah. ACL.
Get the WBC game on since we've set the precedent today. The Dominican.
Oh, that's right. Are they up in the top of the first, or are they in the bottom of the first?
Getting close here.
Okay, we'll keep you updated.
Probably FS1, if I had to guess. We don't have that speak to.
I love them.
Oh, it's the best. FS1.
There it is.
World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball Classic.
There it is. Yeah, I think they're coming up top of the first, so we'll get you an update on Fernando, Manny, and what they do at the WBC. First, though, it's time for our biggest fan contest announcement. First time this week, you'll have...
Quad tendon was what it was.
Quad tendon, that's what it was. First time this week, you'll have a chance to qualify for our grand prize drawing. That is 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. If you hear your name, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973. And the name is Nelly Hernandez from Chula Vista. Nelly Hernandez, Chula Vista. You are now on the clock, 833-288-0973. Good luck. And then are we ready to go out to spring training with Sammy?
He's on his way over.
He's on his way
now.
over
He'll
after
be in just a second.
little Craig Stammen scrummage this morning after the weekend that was in Peoria, Arizona. Yeah, it's the weekend that was. Wasn't prepared for no Sammy at that moment. So.
I get it.
Bail me out, Woods.
Sammy just got done in the clubhouse. He's walking over and setting up.
Well, that means he'll have fresh information for us, which is what we're going for. That's what we're looking for. Fresh, good information.
He's just
now I lost both of you. I just saw you leaning back and
he's
watching.
Just going to talk until Sammy gets on.
Oh,
just vamping. I'm just seeing when the game's going to start here. Over under 5-run first inning for the DR. I'll take the over.
Who are they playing?
Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's our friend Yonder Alonso.
Hey, there's Yonder Alonso and some other guy. That other dude? Who's that? You know?
No idea.
Generic broadcaster.
Yeah, like made in a lab generic broadcast.
There's like 5, 6, 7 broadcast teams for this tournament, so I don't know.
It's hard to keep them all. They all sound the same, too. A lot of them sound like Joe Davis clones.
They do.
Yeah.
I mistook one for Joe Davis. I don't think Joe Davis is actually doing any of the
He's not
games,
doing any.
But they all sound like him.
It was Steven Nelson, who was a Dodger guy as well, but he sounds just like him.
Real quick, this is cool. I think I just got a notification, a passing bomb, not an actual passing bomb or a big passing bomb, but ESPN PR.
It's the French version of
ESPN.
ESPN PR just posted advancing commitment to journalism. ESPN hires 6 standout former Washington Post writers.
Oh, nice.
Which is really cool. Let's see here. Kent Babb, Kareem Copeland, Chuck Culpepper, Robert Klemko, Tom Shad, and Ben Strauss.
Very nice.
Have all moved from... They were fired by the Washington Post,
right.
And ESPN has picked them up.
And other outlets have hired some of the other writers. The Athletic have picked up a few of them as well. Baseball people mostly, a lot of football names that I heard there.
I like ESPN.
ESPN.
Forever. It's now forever. ESPN.
We're watching Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1. Where the hell is Sammy? I almost just said the F word, by the way. I'm so tired. I almost just said, where the F is Sammy?
Text him. He said, coming.
That was close.
I just heard him. He's booting up right now.
Cool. We can ask him about the bullpen, even without Jason Adam on Friday. We mentioned Herman Marquez and Marco Gonzalez had good starts. Adrian Morihone, Jeremiah Estrada, David Morgan. They shut out the Cubs on Friday 3-0. 14 strikeouts in that game. But we're now at the stage of spring training that, like, you don't take a lot of your good players on the road with you. Like when the Padres went to face the Guardians, they took no one and they lost 7-1. When they play at home, no one brings any of the stars, and you end up winning. So you don't get a lot of competitive games, and the Padres haven't lately. All right, spring training Sammy is ready for us. All of his appearances are brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Hot off the presses, straight from the clubhouse. What's the scuttlebutt in Peoria, Arizona, Sammy?
Well, the scuttlebutt for me was I had a minor equipment emergency here. That's why I'm late. You know when you think you're charging something and then you turn it on and I guess it wasn't all the way plugged in?
Yep.
So we're going to hope that my little hotspot here that connects me to you holds up for the rest of this segment. And I was racing around the area here by the batting cages and by the bullpens and where the fans have been sitting to watch the bullpens. Couldn't find an outlet anywhere. I mean, and there are some people here, so they're using the outlet that you guys usually use in your spot. I went to the other side of the wall. Turns out that's a different kind of outlet. So it was a disaster for about 5 minutes. That's why I'm late, but we've got enough juice to hopefully power us through here.
Why don't you just annoy everybody in the media room and go do a loud radio hit?
Yeah, I was far away, and
it's so far from there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that was it. That was all the power we had from Sammy, and now he's
Sammy
gone.
is gone.
No, it was good.
That was fun. It was really good.
It is one of the worst feelings
dropped
when
off Sammy.
Your phone is like at 9%. And you plug it in and like go to sleep and you go, I'm going to have a fully charged phone.
Wake up at 3.
And then when you wake up in the morning and you go, oh, I didn't put the lightning cable all the way in. It's now at 3% and instead of 100%. And you just like, oh, I'm going to wear it today. This is going to be such a pain in the butt. So, well, that was a fun update from Sam.
That was really good. Enjoyed that. Did it die?
He's back.
He's back.
Sammy?
This is a disaster today.
Maybe just call us on your phone. How's the phone charge?
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. If it drops out, that was my fault because I tried to do something here. If it drops out again, I will call.
All right, I'm gonna get a link ready. I will send it to you.
As long as this hotspot gives us enough juice for the next like 10 minutes, we're going to be fine. So it's like the story of Hanukkah. You know, they had one.
We need a Hanukkah miracle.
They had just enough oil. Just enough oil. It lasted 8 days. So that's what we need from the hotspot right here.
That's what we got. Just a little miracle. So the weekend was good. Herman Marquez, I thought pitched really well. Sammy, who was the other one that day? It was
Marco Gonzalez
pitched well that day.
Yeah.
You know, guys are kind of taking some next steps. How was the general feeling around there?
Yeah, a lot of guys are pitching well. I'll add another name in the mix, Logan Gillespie, who has done really, really good
spelled
things.
Gillespie, pronounced Gillespie.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's been terrific. He was really good again yesterday, and I think that guy has a real chance to make this bullpen as kind of a quote-unquote bridge guy. I mean, we're going to see what the status is of Jason Adam, who was out there yesterday doing PFPs. First time we've seen him do that. Yuki Matsui continues to work his way back. So you're really asking the question of how many bullpen spots will you have available on the opening day roster. But to me, he's very intriguing. He's obviously a guy that's on the 40-man, that's done some things in the major leagues before with the Padres and has really done a nice job. And I think could certainly steal that final bullpen spot. Now you've got a guy like Ron Marinaccio, who's also out of options. So that's another consideration. But especially if there end up being a couple of spots available opening day roster wise, I think he's a pretty intriguing candidate. And for as good as Bradley Rodriguez has been, as electric as he is, he's also really young and he has options. So that'd be kind of an easy guy to start in the minor leagues and probably is up at some point. But I would keep that name in mind. He's done some nice things. He's had a really good spring.
Sammy, what is that pitching roster availability looking like? I think in the offseason, we kind of assumed that Jason Adams' spot would be open to start the season at least, and there'd be an extra bullpen spot, but he looks like he's getting really close to being ready for opening day. He was doing some PFP this weekend.
Yeah, he was doing PFPs this weekend. Pitching-wise, he's been at 100% for a while. So, to be honest with you, looking at how he was moving this weekend, looked pretty normal to me. And being 2 weeks out from opening day, it certainly seems like he's got a real shot. Now, he has not been in a Cactus League game. He has not, been in a real game situation where it's like, hey, this is not a drill. This is not live ABs. This is you're actually pitching. And if the ball gets hit, a few feet to your right, you got to go off and get it and cover and all that kind of stuff. So he has not checked that box yet. I would assume in order to be ready for opening day, he'd probably have to get at least a couple of Cactus League outings under his belt. And he has time to do it. He does. We still got, 2 weeks worth of games left. But another step for him doing the PFP. So that's part of the equation, I think, Ben, just when you're talking about opening day. Is he going to be quite ready? Unclear right now. Is Yuki going to be quite ready? Unclear right now. And certainly from an opening day roster perspective, if those guys are not ready, then yes, it leaves the door more open for the Gillespies, Marinaccios of the world to you kind of, with their no options, kick the can down the road a little bit.
Quick update: Fernando Tatis Jr. grounded to short in his first at bat for the Dominican Republic this morning against Israel.
Hey, we're all a little off today because I got to tell you that was riveting foreplay today with the play-by-play.
Wasn't that great?
You woke me right up. So
yeah,
we're all
now you're ready.
How about the injury? I know what I've read. You're there, Nick Pivetta not pitching this weekend, and then Ramon Laureano getting scratched from a game this weekend.
Yeah,
you sensing any concern beyond the normal?
Yeah, I'm not from the Padres. I mean, Laureano, it was just, wasn't feeling great and decided to give him the day off. I wouldn't worry about that one. From what I understand, Pivetta will be on his regular turn. So I don't know without looking and calculating a little bit what day that is.
That's Friday,
the off
day
this week. On Wednesday. But from what I was told, he should be on his next turn. So doesn't sound like a big deal. Sounds like he wanted to work on some things, give him a little rest. This is the time of year to take that and push him back a little bit, not push anything. Now, look, we'll see as time goes on if this is a reoccurring issue or something more significant. But right now they do not seem worried about, whatever quote unquote arm fatigue he was dealing with. And I was told that he should make his next scheduled start just from whenever that original pushback was going to be.
All right, Sammy, I'm not going to push it anymore. You've lasted enough with your hot spot. You made it to the end of the appearance. We're going to let you go, but we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate you bearing with me this morning. I swear I charged this thing last night. It was in the charger. It was in the charger, and apparently it didn't charge, but it is a miracle. It did last throughout our conversation here.
Hey, just 2.5 more weeks, and he'll be right back here in our
2 weeks. Really,
2 weeks. Right?
I think I'll leave 2 weeks from tonight after the final spring training game. So we're getting there. But
Sammy,
what's that?
What is that feeling like? Because we usually won't talk to you once you get back, probably a week off, and then we'll catch up with you the following week once the season starts. Like, what is that feeling like when you walk into your house?
Panic,
for the first time.
Panic. It's good. I'll enjoy being home and back in OB and by the water, and that'll be great. But it also is really close to opening day, and typically they'll have a workout the day before, so there's not a whole lot of time to really reacclimate. Because then the other thing is too, because it's San Diego, we always start at home. Opening day is always, a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So, I think my first year in 22, it's actually weird. They started on the road that year in 22. That was a lot just because I was brand new. But to be honest, like if I were in the studio, it probably wouldn't be as hectic opening day. But because they're at home, it's you don't have a lot of time to kind of chill before opening day.
Practical question.
It's good. I'll be back in OB.
Practical question in the chat.
Yes.
Do you have somebody that goes by your house to check on it or dust or anything? No. Okay.
I mean,
so it's just going to smell very musty when you walk in.
Who checks your mail?
I stop my mail.
Stop your mail.
In fact, I think.
How do you get baseball cards if you stop your mail?
Well, the post office actually they say that they'll only stop it for 30 days, but I somehow the last few years have convinced them to hold it for longer. And in fact, the last time I went to the local post office, I was like, hey, I think last year you spoke to your supervisor and they said it's okay, we'll extend it. And so the guy goes back and then he comes back and he's like, hey, they said it was okay, but next time, you got to have somebody come check your mail. I was like, I was like, read the riot act.
Ben will
like,
do it.
Hey,
Ben will do it for you.
Sounds like an Adam Klug job to me to go get Sammy's mail.
Like,
I'm here for Sam Levitt's mail.
And also, here's the thing, and I told them this, and I could be lying, but I'm really not. I'm only one person. I don't get that much.
Imagine
mail.
how many special credit card offers you have waiting for
all these loans
when
that
you
haven't
home.
applied for.
In fact, like the last 2 years when I went to pick it up, I'm actually amazed at how little mail it actually is over the course of 6 weeks. But I'm also one person. I haven't lived in San Diego that long, so I would assume my address is not connected to that much. So I don't get a ton of mail. But yes, nobody checks it. Which I probably shouldn't say live on the radio.
Interesting life question, yes.
Sammy, what's your...
So hopefully nobody knows where I live.
Where do you hide your spare key? Just is it under a flower pot? Is it a fake rock?
Sammy, remind me one more time. Your mother's maiden name is...
Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, guys. See ya. Thanks.
That's Sammy Levitt, courtesy of David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys. And, of course, all guests appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better.
Bro, I know how I feel when I leave San Diego for like 2 days, like a weekend trip. I'm like, I'm ready to get back. I can't imagine 6 weeks away from home. You fall onto your bed for the first time in 6 weeks. Like, you're like, I don't want to leave for a week.
And now, especially coming back here from there. Oh, my God, it's so different. 0 runs for DR, by the way, Ben.
They had 2 warning track fly balls that died. Even Juan Soto's died on the track. So Israel now batting 2 outs, bottom of the first inning.
Already 2 outs?
Already 2 outs. Another warning track fly, this time for Israel.
Oh, okay. O'Neal Cruz getting the starting center today.
Tracking that fly ball down.
Paulie's going to play some best of for the next 45 minutes so we can just watch this game and have a great time.
It's all right. It's not a huge game. Dominican's going to advance either way. I'm just curious.
45 more minutes.
Tatis and Machado should bat in the next inning, I would think. So.
No, not Tatis. He already batted.
He already grounded to short. We've got that one underway. Now it's Manny's turn. Will be in the next inning. We'll have an update for you when we come back with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, SDFatLoss.com, my way to lose 40 pounds in 60 days. Yes, you can lose that much weight that quickly at SDFatLoss.com. And a pound of fat per day if you're doing it right. And it's not that hard to do it right because it's all based on real foods, stuff you're already eating anyway, stuff from the grocery store. You can even eat out and make it work for you. Why wouldn't you go with that plan? Yes, some people are doing the injections, but are you aware that to lose weight with injections, you are committing for the long term? Maybe years and years and years of weekly injections costing $3,000 to $5,000 a year. Plus, you've got to worry about the side effects, including muscle loss, which makes it even harder to maintain the weight loss because your metabolism goes down. With SDFatLoss.com, they're driving your metabolism up. Makes it so much easier to maintain the weight loss. I've kept my weight off 40 pounds for now almost 3 years. You can be the next success story from SDFatLoss.com with no exercise necessary, no shakes or bars or mixes. Just sign up for your free consultation. Find out how the program works for you. And if you sign up now, get $200 off. Just another reason why you should sign up and have a new body, looking great in time for summer by going to SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We got a walk from Manny Machado.
There you go. Nice patient AB from the captain.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those from Manny and Tatis in the World Baseball Classic. Not throwing a lot of strikes at these guys. But then again, if I was a, dentist and I was throwing against Manny Machado, I wouldn't want to throw too many strikes down the middle either.
That's fair enough. And, listen, if you put those guys on, look who, guys that are right behind them. It's an unrelenting lineup.
I mean, most of these guys are at least minor league pitchers. Yeah. I don't think there's a ton of electricians in the tournament. There's a few. There are a few. They save, hopefully, their better arms for these better opponents. Although sometimes strategically, we know we're going to lose this one. So
that's the real thing. Like, hey, we know we're going to lose this one. So let's throw that electrician that we have. I love some of the storylines that have come out. How about Manny Ramirez's kid hitting a couple of home runs? How about Jose Contreras' kid at 17 years old
getting running through Aaron Judge into a double play? That was amazing.
Just insane. He's 17 years old. They did an interview with him. They're like, so what was your night like last night? He's like, I was working on my engineering homework, and then I had to work on my math homework. Like, he's a 17-year-old kid who throws 97 or something. So it's such a fun tournament.
Of course, Team USA came through they had a day off yesterday, but they won their first two games fairly easily, but neither of them were a complete wipeout. I mean, we've seen a lot of run rule games, mercy killings. I don't know how you feel about that. I think it's 15 runs after 6 innings.
Love the mercy rule.
10 runs after 7 innings. Would you be in favor of the mercy rule in
a heartbeat?
Major League Baseball games wouldn't come in to play that often, but they didn't get a mercy rule win in either of their games. 9-1 over Great Britain on Saturday, Tarek Skubal did give up a home run.
He did. Leadoff guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they were down for a while, 1-0, and then the offense went off. Kyle Schwarber hit a 2-run home run.
Oh my God! They said that ball went
was so high.
They said it went like they're like the Statcast was like 420. I'm like, that ball is 500 feet. I don't know.
It reminded me of the one he hit in the playoffs at Petco Park, obviously.
Yeah, I was there.
Bad memory, but yeah, that's the one it looked like for sure.
It was awful.
Now Tarek Skubal all of a sudden is
change of heart,
saying he may not want to leave the WBC and pitch again in one of the elimination games.
So not a resume patter, as you accused him of. He just wants, now he's in. He got in, he got a taste, and he goes, I need to be here.
I didn't understand. What is the big difference between going back and pitching a spring game, about the same number of pitches, or pitching one more WBC game? Slightly higher intensity. You've already done it once. So you've already
way higher.
Higher intensity.
No,
you've already done it once.
Way higher. Not slightly, not more. Way higher.
I think that when you're out there on the mound and you're facing major league hitters, even if it's a spring training game, the intensity's pretty high for those guys. Maybe not as emotionally high, but physically, is it that different?
It's not. There's grown men weeping and peeing their pants from winning, and
yes, but on your arm, is it really that different on your arm?
I'm talking about emotions,
right?
I'm talking about.
But the only reason what he needs to protect is his arm health, and I don't think it's that different arm health wise to throw.
I bet it is
5 innings in a WBC game versus 5 innings in a spring training game.
I bet it's infinitely different. I bet it's. I'm not saying that when he goes out against the Marlins in spring training, I'm sure he's not giving max effort. I would venture to guess
But then, are you really getting ready for the season? If you're not, I mean,
don't you need yourself? It's 162, so you're pacing
you need
yourself.
to give some max effort during spring training to simulate what you're about to face during the season.
Eventually, you have to let it.
We're down to the last couple of starts of spring training, one way or the other. I just don't. My argument that it wasn't going to be that different of a start for him. Yeah, certainly the stakes, the emotions, night and day different. But in terms of just on his arm and his health, trying to stay healthy, that one start in the WBC versus one start in spring training is not going to make a giant world of difference. Oh, well, if he hadn't started that WBC game, he would have been fine if he had just started that spring training game, and now he's not going to get his $500 million contract. I don't see that as being a realistic
that's a very
risk.
It's
a risk to pitch in a spring training game. It's a risk to pitch in a WBC game. It's a risk to pitch all season. Should he just sit out this season? Would that be, if you were Tarek Skubal and you were truly trying to make sure that you maximized with no risk,
sit.
Wouldn't you just sit this entire year?
I can't go.
I can't go this year.
Can't go.
I'm fine. I'm just not going.
Yeah, I can go. I'm just not going.
Not going to.
Yeah. And then I'll get traded to the Dodgers in June.
Until someone signs me to an extension, and then I will pitch again.
Yep.
I mean, that would be the smartest thing to do, but I don't think he's going to do that either. So
bases loaded. Ooh, big pitch. Who is that? I don't know who that was. Ramirez. Who's Ramirez in the 8-hole for the Team Dominican? Is it Augustine? Augustine Ramirez.
Ramirez.
Yeah. The catcher, I believe.
Back up to Austin Wells.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so he just K'd with the bases loaded. Now there's 2 outs, and the bases are still loaded. Prager just made a nasty pitch.
Tatis is on deck.
Geraldo Perdomo at the dish.
Okay, that's exciting. Well, let's get an update. Maybe if we take a break now, we'll come back, have an update for you on Fernando Tatis Jr. And if he gets a chance to bat with the bases loaded here in the second inning for the Dominican Republic against Israel, World Baseball Classic. Day 5 or 6 underway here. This one's in Miami. We'll have more for you coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Updating you from the WBC in Miami, Geraldo Perdomo drew a bases-loaded walk to give the Dominican Republic a 1-0 lead. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Fernando Tatis Jr. stepped to the plate with the bases still loaded.
1-2. And that's hit deep to left, and it's going to blow the roof right off. Grand slam.
He just murdered it too, man.
I haven't seen the exit velocity, but I believe it broke the sound barrier.
300. It was off the bat. 300 mph.
Leaving the bat. I don't know.
It's tough to get exit velo when you're only throwing like 74 miles an hour.
Prager, who was the starter for Israel, had not given up a hit, actually.
That was League starter.
He walked everybody. So he left the game after the grand slam. His final line score, 5 runs on 1 hit.
Yeah, it's
no
fun.
errors.
Those are the most those are the most fun outings. See, now our pal Josh Gorel says, well, thank God you have Ben Higgins there. You would have missed it. Listen, at 9:38 is different than starting the show with play-by-play of Australia and Korea. It's way different. The
stakes were higher for Australia and Korea, though.
Sure,
we know
were.
Dominican Republic's advancing.
We know they're going to win.
They're going to run rule Israel today without almost any doubt in the matter. But it was fun to see Fernando. 104.9
exit velo, 400 feet.
Yeah,
he missed.
It was like a line drive too. It was not even high.
He threw him a little heater cutter away, and he fouled it off. And then he threw one middle, and he missed it. Fouled it off. I was like, oh man, that was the pitch. It wasn't the pitch because the next pitch is the one that he
got
hit
another one
400 feet and just stood there, gave it a little glimpse, and hit the stutter step around third. I asked him in spring training, he goes, I'm gonna mix it up. We'll mix it up. I'll do whatever I want. You do whatever you want. You hit like that this year. Man, he's an exciting player. Woo!
AJ Cassavell tweeted, the Padres want Tatis in a spot with more RBI opportunities. They might be on to something. Yeah, I mean, if you put him in the Dominican lineup,
They batted around.
that's
so, yeah.
great. You can bat him first, and he'll have plenty of RBI
Comes up in the
opportunities.
second.
The
with the bases
the
loaded.
question is, if he's batting leadoff for the Padres, will he get those opportunities or not? And that's a debate that continues to rage on. And our friend Darren Smith, I saw him challenging, the point that Kevin Acee had made with all the empty plate appearances for Fernando Tatis Jr. with nobody on base because the Padres' bottom of the order was terrible. But he also pointed out that Shohei Ohtani was
every leadoff hitter has
up
that
more than anybody with nobody on base as well, because that's what happens when you bat leadoff. And it worked out okay for the Dodgers to bat Shohei Ohtani first, even though he got up a lot more than other guys did without anybody on base.
I mean, if Fernando plays a healthy season, let's say 150 games, and if he's your leadoff hitter, that's 150 at bats of his totals on the year with no runners on.
Right.
That's kind of a stupid metric, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah,
you're going to use it to fit your argument, but it's kind of loaded. It's a loaded statistic.
It is a bit of a loaded statistic. Every leadoff hitter is going to start their year with, as Paulie said, like 150 to 160 at bats with nobody on base.
Start the game,
and that's out of 600 at bats. So a big chunk of those are definitely. But there was no doubt that last year, when you had Martin Maldonado and guys at the bottom of the order who were not hitting at all, that wasn't necessarily the most effective place for Tatis to then keep coming up in the third and the fifth and the seventh with no one on base again.
Yeah. Now he'll have Luis Campisano hitting in the 9 hole.
Again, I don't know if we want that. Jake Cronenworth, if he's getting on base, and if you can have Jake Cronenworth hitting late in the lineup.
So if Jake Cronenworth's getting on base, just hit him lead off and hit Toddy in the 3 hole and let him drive guys in.
That's the other argument, though. Like, you can hit Jake 8th and have him getting on base a ton in front of Tatis hitting first.
I probably don't hit him
but then
4.
you have Jake pretty low in the lineup.
I probably don't hit him 4, but I probably hit him 3.
Crony. So you can go lefty, lefty, righty, righty.
Good. Crony.
How about this? Crony, Tatis, Merrill, Machado. I know Manny and Teddy wanted to bat next to, but Jackson's looking really dangerous. I think Jackson can be a 3-hitter in Major League Baseball.
I think Jackson can be a 1-hitter.
He could.
Big leagues too.
But I like what I've seen in terms of, how he's driving the ball. 3 could work for Jackson. 4 could always work for Manny.
Bogey leadoff is interesting to me because honestly, not to be a jerk, it does preclude him from grounding into a double play in the first
about
inning.
150 to 160 times.
160 times.
Didn't he steal the second most bases
20,
on the team last year too?
Stole 20 bags. But again, when he gets going bad, it's bad. It's just
you could have 3 weeks where he's struggling. I mean,
just hitting weak choppers
and
short.
That's the argument, Craig Stammen has talked about, being more flexible with the lineups.
Yeah, move it around if you have to.
You may be a third of the season with Bogey, a third of the season with Crony, and a third of the season with Tatis.
What's the opposite of flexible with your lineup? Stubborn
Rigid.
with your lineup?
Yeah.
Because we've seen that. So maybe try something else. Maybe if a guy's not working in the 2 hole, maybe we switch it up.
Switch it up.
I don't know anything, though.
No.
I don't know.
Speaking of 2 hole hitters.
I saw a team from Johnson City. They had 6 lefties in a row one time. They won the championship.
Well, I mean, if Luis Arraez plays like he has in the World Baseball Classic, hit wherever you want. Hit 2 home runs yesterday.
Mistake letting him go.
Yes.
Yesterday was a big day for former Padres hitting 2 home runs. Luis Arraez,
Leodalis
DeVries hit 2 home runs for the A's in a spring training game. And looks like he's going to be a pretty decent player.
One of which a grand slam for young Leodalis DeVries. I'm rooting for him. I've got 10 of his rookie cards and autographs, so I'd like him to be a superstar. But yeah.
And they did get Mason Miller for him. It's not a nothing.
Yeah, it's not like it was JP. We had to get a starter. We got JP Sears through Leodalis DeVries. I'm happy for Leo too. There's no chance of making that club out of spring training, right? Too young.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
I don't think.
See him this year?
I don't know where he would play.
Yeah, they got a shortstop.
Training.
They got a shortstop. He's a pretty good one. Where does he play? Did he
long term?
Where does he play in
shortstop usually? In spring training.
In spring training. Has he been?
Spring training.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just days when
Jacob Wilson's not
playing shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's check traffic one last time. It is Ben and Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Kent Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855-GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. Well, some rain offshore is putting droplets around parts of our counties. So, yeah, if you see a little drizzle out there, it's not your imagination. Fortunately, things are looking pretty good on our freeways. We're not showing any incidents, no accidents, and really no surprises. Things are winding down pretty nicely. Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites right now. Jenny O, 93% lean ground turkey, 16 ounces is $4.99 with membership where applicable. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
Now, one other baseball note, I don't believe we've gotten to yet. The Washington Nationals have agreed to a deal with Zach Littell, starting pitcher. We spent so much of the offseason talking about which starting pitchers could the Padres be interested in. Last couple of names on the board, Zach Littell, Lucas Giolito, still out there, but Littell heading to the Washington Nationals, which at first blush, what difference is Zach Littell going to make for the Washington Nationals?
No, but you can trade him.
But at second blush, Woods with the perfect point. Yep, and he will be traded in July for prospects.
Maybe here. You may see him here in July.
And that is the way a lot of executives in baseball will think. Like, we're spending X amount, not on Zach Littell, because we could put anybody in there and get numbers that aren't really going to help us. But we are spending X dollars on two prospects, perhaps.
Yeah, pretty much.
That we will be getting for Zach Littell later in the season if he has a decent year and we can trade him. So it's a bit of a gamble. I mean, if he doesn't have a good year, gets hurt, then you're not going to be able to turn him into anything. But if he has just a decent year.
You also didn't pay him $10 million. You know what I mean? You paid him a fairly, I think it was a couple million.
Yeah. And you might be able to flip him for something. And that's worth a bit of a gamble.
Good numbers. I'm surprised he wasn't picked up. Maybe he just didn't find the right opportunity. I don't know that, he weeded through offers. He goes, ooh, yes, the Nationals. That's where I want to play. But that's what happened. And expect him gone August 3rd or whatever the trade deadline is.
He'll be very motivated to have a good first 4 months to make sure that he's in position, not to be stuck on the Nationals all year long.
Correct.
Anything else that caught your eye over the weekend?
Let's see. I watched a lot of baseball. I didn't watch as much baseball as I would have liked to. I was around baseball all weekend, but I didn't get a chance to. I'm having a hard time. You guys know me. I always have a hard time with the schedules. Where is the game when? I have to constantly go Google when the WBC game. I just need to write it on my hand, the schedule. But I know tonight's game is 5 p.m. I know that. U.S. against Mexico.
Correct.
5 p.m. our time.
Paul Skeen's on the mound.
Paul Skeen's on the bump.
Padres games, they're now at 1 o'clock instead of noon our time because Arizona does not subscribe to the whole daylight saving change.
Man, no wonder Merrill Kelly wanted to pitch for the Diamondbacks instead of the Padres. The better taxes
they did not lose an hour
of sleep
this weekend in Arizona.
I get it. You got that beautiful Arizona golf out there. It's 114 degrees at 8 a.m. How do you beat that with a stick?
And then the Padres will have their first, I believe, off day of Cactus League play coming up on Wednesday.
Nice.
So play today and tomorrow, then off on Wednesday, and then a night game on Thursday. So they get that break between Tuesday evening all the way to Thursday evening where guys can actually take a couple of days off. I know Sammy Levitt was even talking about getting out of town. Going skiing or something for a day or two, just so he could take a little rest since he's been working pretty much nonstop since the start of spring. It's your last opportunity. And then 2 weeks from today, he'll be home. Everybody will be home. Spring training will be over when you wake up 2 weeks from today on that Monday morning on, the 23rd of March.
I like this from our pal Tommy on Twitter 3 minutes ago posted. Main reasons I don't want Tatis at leadoff. Number one, he said he didn't want to do it last year. Number two, 21.7% of his plate appearances automatically have no one on base because you hit leadoff. Force teams to have to face Tatis with runners on base, which is, that's great. Mindset shift from an OBP focused position to driving and runs power position. It's literally called cleanup. Let him clean up instead of setting the table. 3-spot is a good compromise, though. I don't care about lineup optimization. I think mindset shift is a bigger factor. We won't win anything unless we get 500-plus slug Tatis back. I couldn't agree more. And
it all makes a lot of sense, but I do have to point out that he just hit a grand slam out of the leadoff spot.
He did.
For Dominican Republic.
With a team of all-stars
You can
behind
hit
him.
home runs and you can drive in runs from the leadoff spot. It helps like having a deeper lineup, but the Padres do have a deeper lineup this year.
It's deeper this year than it was last year. How it plays out obviously remains to be seen, but I can certainly get behind all of those. But if you told me on day one he's hitting leadoff against Tarek Skubal, I go, okay, makes sense to me, right? Totally makes sense.
He backed away from those comments when they were said by Craig Stammen that, I'll hit anywhere.
Yeah.
I'd love anywhere in the lineup, but I do think it's telling that, Stammen mentioned it. You can't put the genie back in that bottle. I think Fernando Tatis Jr. just didn't feel at his best in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, in that lineup, it just doesn't matter where you hit. You're going to come up with guys on base.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You're going to have a chance to do damage.
All-world player behind you.
Correct. Like, in every slot, you have a guy that's like an all-star behind you. So, yeah, in the all-star game, if he's an all-star, you can hit him leadoff again if you want. But I think, getting a chance for him to hit the first inning and drive in runs in the 3-hole makes sense to me.
Manny just walked again, and I'm pretty sure every time I've seen him play in the World Baseball Classic, he has walked.
Locked in.
I think he and Tatis now this is their third game. I think they've walked double digits at this point in the 3 games. There's a lot of free passes for those guys. That brings up Junior Caminero, who's been one of
batting 500
electric hitters. Already has a couple of home runs as well. Again, this game doesn't matter at this point. They're going to advance. They're going to beat Israel. They're going to go on.
They have one hit. Still one hit so far.
5 runs and 1 hit. Yeah.
It's genius.
But the U.S. game today is actually meaningful because they can lose to Mexico. Absolutely. They have lost to Mexico 3 out of the 4 times they faced them in the World Baseball Classic. If you lose to Mexico, then you have to beat Italy in your last game, or you don't even go on.
One thing I did that did catch my eye. What did you guys make of Bryce Harper's comments about the WBC as opposed
compared to the Olympics?
I thought about it for a second. I go, oh, he's right. And then I thought, well, wait a minute.
I thought Rod Manfred wasn't happy to hear that.
Probably not. But I
don't think they like each other very much right now.
Yeah, they don't like each other. Didn't he almost kill him?
Yeah,
in the clubhouse.
I'm not sure Bryce Harper cares too much about what Rob.
It's a good point. One thing I did think though, he's right he's right in that the Olympics are bigger. It's a bigger stage. It's the Olympics, right? It's every 4 years. That being said,
I disagree 100%.
But it takes there's so many other sports.
Think the Olympics are bigger than the World Baseball Classic?
I think taken as a whole, but I think the baseball event at the Olympics is much smaller than the World Baseball Classic.
Correct.
And
Kike Hernandez this weekend said that
at the Olympics, people pay attention to
everything,
track and field, and swimming, and
you have all your attention here.
Here with the World Baseball Classic, you've got the same best players in the world.
Yeah, but the World Baseball Classic wouldn't mean anything either if you put it in the middle of the baseball season and professionals couldn't play in it.
Well, that's true. I mean, it would be bigger in baseball, but you still would have to overcome the fact that, and they're playing a 1:00 game today, but it's also the same time they're running the 100 meters and everything. There's nothing going on opposite a lot of these games. I mean, I guess some college basketball, but
such a good bridge, man. This tournament. You changed your mind on it
a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
thought you might.
It's entertaining.
It's pretty electric.
They take it seriously.
They take
the emotion
it so
is real.
Seriously. Oh my! Kike Hernandez came out and said it's bigger than a World Series.
Is it 100% real baseball because there's pitching limits and everything on everybody? Not quite. But it's close enough.
It's close enough.
Scratch the itch after a long off season of not having seen real baseball. Feels pretty real when you're watching it.
It really does. Yeah, I haven't even been thinking about pitch limits.
I
did not like Mason Miller in a 10-run game the other night. I'll tell you that. I know he was
scheduled to get his work that day, so it's fine. I'm glad they pitched him. It wasn't if they were going to pitch him the next day again, I'd go, well, that was dumb. But he got his days off, and now he'll probably pitch again today.
Oh yeah,
get on his regular schedule, even though they'll be up 10-0. Maybe again against Mexico, they might not be. Mexico's good, so
this is as good as it gets right now as far as baseball. The pure joy too that these guys are playing with is just so it's what the game was meant to look like. It's been so much fun to watch. I've loved every second that I've been able to see. That's all that caught my eye.
Watched a little golf yesterday.
I watched
pretty
5
dramatic
seconds.
Actually. Akshay Bhatia coming from behind to beat Daniel Berger at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, elevated event. Signature, but this week's the big one. Players Championships this week. Ooh. So major event on the PGA Tour. All right, that was the weekend that was. We are now off on the week that is. One show in the books. We will rejoin you tomorrow morning for the Tuesday edition of Ben and Woods starting at 6 a.m. Until then, got Braden and Frank coming up next. Gwen and Chris show this afternoon. For our executive producer, Paul Reindl, And Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.